Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 61 of Punching Up, Last Stand Media's weekly Nintendo podcast. I almost said bi-weekly again. It's been a while. Weekly Nintendo podcast. I'm your host, Brad Ellis. Joining me are my two lovely co-hosts this week. We're going to start with Micah Moriarty. Micah, how are you?
I'm doing well, Brad. Thank you. Had a nice little trip to Massachusetts to see my family. It was for my grandma's, funeral. It was, though, a really nice occasion to get everyone together. It is extremely rare that we get like all my cousins together because we're very spread out. So it was a nice weekend home. Got to go to, one of my favorite restaurants, and Colin got to experience that, which was great.
Cracker Barrel again?
Not Cracker Barrel. No, it's a local Chinese restaurant, New Fortune Chinese in Greenfield, Mass. If you're ever in that area,
that sounds
it's my
good.
favorite Chinese restaurant. But I had an excellent conversation with my cousin. He told me this is like blew me away. He told me about a 5-hour brisket method.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh my God, I gotta try. He swore that it was worth doing. He saw it on the Virtual Weber Bulletin, which is a great website. And I'm gonna try that out at some point. It was just really nice to like kind of talk to him about barbecue. We got really into it for like an hour.
Cool.
But I'm so stoked about that. I've never heard of this, and I'm gonna try it out.
Sweet, dude. Yeah, update us. This is like...
Absolutely.
This is a Nintendo podcast, but maybe like 15%. Maybe 15% is a barbecue podcast with Micah. Just a little bit. Just a dash, which I appreciate.
The write-ins encourage it as well. When somebody writes in, they're like, have you tried this? And it's like, well, we must answer.
Yeah,
we must
if the audience
we don't really do the
it,
mailbags anymore. So
right. If the audience enjoys it, it's fine with me. It's all that matters. Also, Mr. Gene Park. Gene, how are you doing, man? Long time no see.
Oh yeah, long time. It's been a minute, right? Doing okay. Just anxious right now because I did not realize. Obviously, we are in Expedition 33 mania right now.
Yes.
All the physical copies of the game are sold out everywhere. It looks like.
Oh.
Well, yeah. Right now, I'm sure they'll reprint some though.
I hope so, but yeah, you can't find it on Amazon. I just looked at my area GameStops. They're not even available for pickup. So this game is hot. I hear, and I'm hearing from my replies, my European followers, that it's all sold out there too. You can't find it anywhere.
Interesting.
So this is like Europe's Black Myth Wukong moment. Really.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Maybe they made a very limited amount.
I think so. I think
physical, but the demand's there. I don't see why not. They wouldn't print more. So hopefully they do.
Expect this demand, right? So
no, yeah.
Hopefully there's another print. I'm sorry, Michael. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I got my Xbox copy that I pre-ordered, but I almost canceled that pre-order because I was going to say, maybe I should wait until I hear like some reviews. But I was like, whatever, just keep it. I was like,
you'll probably enjoy
try
it,
it out
Micah.
anyways.
Yeah, you'll probably enjoy it, Micah.
I might just buy the Xbox copy now.
Sure. Yeah. You might buy
it should
both.
Be all on disc, right? Xbox does that, still does that sometimes, right?
I think so.
I didn't look at the back of it. I haven't even opened it yet, but I can send you a picture of that later.
Yeah, let them know. Yeah, listeners, if you see it on sale, let us know. Physical copies.
Yeah.
We got to get Gene that copy. I know that feeling, Gene, when you want something, you're like, oh.
Forget a Switch 2. Yeah, I want a copy of Expedition 33, baby.
That's right, baby.
It's like I missed it. I could have ordered it last week, and I was like, I'll get it later. And I was like, maybe I should get it now. And then now it's just all gone. So
yeah, well, how would you know? It's like, who would have thought it'd go that fast, that crazy? It's been going nuts right now. Speaking of which, we talked to Ben Starr yesterday, who's in Expedition 33 on Summon's side. So if you want to hear some of our early game thoughts, don't worry about spoilers, because I only played like 4 or 5 hours of the game at that point, and I didn't feel like I got anything spoiled. So if you want to know very early in game impressions and some insight behind this game, check that out. All right, guys. So pre-orders, we talked about this last week. that they were starting, but they finally happened on, what was it, Thursday night for me, and I think technically Friday for you guys, 9 p.m. for me. The pre-orders for Switch 2 happened. We were all in our Discord chatting away about going on. It was a shit show. I'll say that. It was mayhem. It was stressful. Everyone online was freaking out. I was freaking out. There's one part where everyone seemed to get one except me, and I was like, no! I feel like the loser in the group. But we all finally got it. We'll get more in depth with our experience, and I have some of the readers' experience as well. But Micah, let's start with how it went with you, because I know you had Colin back you up.
Yeah, I mean, I may as well not have. That's not a knock to him. It is simply because I was sitting at like Target's website starting at 10:30 p.m. That proved very wise, because when Colin tried to get to Walmart and Target about 10 minutes before launch, nothing. Like the sites wouldn't load at all. Then Walmart was doing this CAPTCHA and it just wasn't working. And I was like, proof that you're a robot, clearly. But you flat out could not complete the CAPTCHA. Wouldn't let you into the website. So he couldn't get in line, while like Rick and Ben were saying like, oh, I'm in line. Colin couldn't even get into the Walmart site. But I was ready at Target. I got through with an order of the regular Switch 2 at 12:03 a.m. So okay. I was set at that point. And I got my email confirmation at 12:07 a.m. I did try first for the Mario Kart bundle, but it was not going through at all. Switched to the regular one. That worked. And then I did pre-order Donkey Kong and the Pro Controller as a separate order. That took several tries to go through, but it did. And then I did pre-order separately one of the like Express SD cards or whatever.
Oh, so, I need to buy one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, so Target worked out for me. And then I was just kind of standing by and trying to help the gang get them. So like I did get in line at Walmart at one point and was trying to be like, oh, because Maddie was also like in limbo with you, Brad.
Poor Maddie, yeah.
Yeah, so I was being like, Maddie, check Walmart again. Like people are saying they just checked out 30 seconds ago. And then I'd be like, okay, Best Buy went live very late. I remember that. Best Buy went live super late and also had a line system. And so I'd be like, Maddie, check Best Buy. Like they're live again too. So I was trying to help as best I could. But yeah, Colin just couldn't even get these sites to load until hours later. And then he like went on Walmart at one point and it would let you add it to your cart, but not check out. But I was already all set. So while I had deep sympathy for everyone who was struggling, it was a good feeling for once that I got the pre-order 3 minutes in and I could just kind of sit pretty and wait. I did have some panic. People were saying their pre-orders were getting canceled from Target like an hour later. But as of now, coming up on like a week later, my pre-order is still fine. Everything's gravy.
Good.
So
good.
I'm not worried about it.
Hell yeah. I want to read this comment from Maddie right at the end. He's struggling to get the checkout from Target. Then he goes in all caps, let's fucking go. I got it. Suck a dick, Brian Cornell, who is the Target CEO. And I just love that. That made me laugh seeing that shit.
Well, dude, you posted at one point that Peep the Frog where he's like screaming. And I laughed so hard and I felt so bad. But like just like that popped up in the chat. I was like howling over here only because I could just have pictured you. And I was like, oh no, this poor guy right now. But it's like there were so many of us on the case. It's like there's no way you're not going to get one. Like everybody's on the case right now. We're all trying.
Yeah. I like that you call him Peep the Frog. That's awesome.
Is that not who he is?
No, it's Pepe. But that's even funnier.
It was Peep.
No, Peep is very funny though. I'm gonna think of Peep every time now. Oh yeah, there it is. I'm doing the Pepe Mad.
Yeah, dude, I've been calling him Peep for like 10 years now.
Yeah, it's Pepe, but I love Peep. No. That's so good. All right, listeners, let me break down my whole scenario going on right here. Shit show. Both monitors got 3 websites open: Walmart, Target, Best Buy, ready to go on all of them. F5ing all 3 constantly. Best Buy, wait in line. We all got put in line there. Fine. I'm like, all right, it's fine. Target, get it in the cart. Couldn't check out. Error every time. Try it on the app. Try it on the web browser. Try it update. It's like your address is wrong. I'm like, no, it's not, bitch. That's my address right there. I'm like trying different cards, all that kind of stuff. Get to Walmart. Finally get in. Text message. It's my bank. Fraud alert. Order canceled. I'm like, no, you motherfuckers. I'm like, what are you doing fraud alert for like $500, you pieces of shit? Just furious. Fuck you, Chase. But then they're like, oh, okay, we'll just do it again. I'm like, all right, yeah, let me just get this again. And I didn't. Or actually, I did get it again. But then the final hour, got in on Best Buy, got the Mario Kart bundle, got the Pro Controller, got the best case scenario in-store pickup the night it launches. It's going to be sick. Dustin's going to be here when it launches. We're going to stream it right away together. It's going to be real fun. So now I've canceled some Switch 2 pre-orders, and I am anxious about PS6 in the future. I'm so mad. I hate console launches for this reason. They're exciting, but it is so fucking stressful for us. I mean, we're a bunch of dorks freaking out about consoles, but it is frustrating. And it's just fun seeing the internet melt down for like a couple hours. Even Jeff Keighley was having problems getting one. I mean, we all know Jeff Keighley's going to get one from Nintendo, but still.
Yeah, no, the excitement. That's the thing is, I felt genuinely bad. I saw multiple people who had Chase Bank saying it just canceled it. And because instead of saying, what is this you? Like my Discover card will text you suspicious charge. If this is you, ignore. And versus Chase Bank was just like, oh, we saw that. And we just said, no, thanks. And it's like, no, you can't do this to me. So I felt really bad.
Bitches.
I felt so bad for everyone who had that. I forgot. I did have the Target issue where it was saying my address was invalid, but I just kept hitting place order and eventually did.
Over 30 minutes I was doing that.
It made me type in the security code on my card for like the Switch order itself. And I was like, shit, I don't know it because I just got a new Target card in the mail. So I was like, I don't know it. So I like sprinted to my wallet, type it in. Yeah. And then for placing the second order for Donkey Kong and the Pro Controller, it wanted the full card number. And I was like, you bastards. And I had to get the wallet again. But it did work. Yeah. It did work. So and it was fine.
Luckily, everyone at Last Stand got one. That wanted to get one at least, so we're all good. I think everyone bought one.
Oh, dude, like because I'm pretty sure like Cog tweeted like quite early that he got one, and it was just like he was just so chill about it. So I was like, I can just casually
got it. Yeah,
that's the thing. I can just picture Cog so zen at his computer, like, oh, it's in stock. Yeah, add to cart. Yeah, and he's just like, bing bang boom, we got it. Like I just picture him just being completely chill and having zero problems. And that is exactly what he deserves. But I was like, dude, how are you so chill about this? We're all freaking out.
I hope he said bang, bang, boom. That would make me laugh. I need to hear Cog say that now. Gene, though, you didn't pre-order one. You'll probably get one from Nintendo, we're all guessing. But what were you doing? Were you just chilling out? Having like a nice drink or something? Smoking a cigar? Just like,
playing Expedition 33, you know? Yeah. Listen, I don't do console launches, period. I keep repeating this over and over again. I never buy a console at launch. I'm not like you freaks, you know. I'm more than happy to wait a month or several months for a new console. The only reason why I worry about it now is because it's for work. But fortunately, I should get that sent out to me. So I'm not stressing, but I still want one. I still, you know, I technically the one that's sent to me for work, the Washington Post can just take away from me at any given moment, you know.
Right.
My PS5 Pro over here, my Steam Deck, even Steam Deck OLED. I bought the original Steam Deck at least. Xbox, both Xboxes, and 3 of the Switches, 3 of my 6 Switches. The Washington Post can just take that from me if they feel like it. Now they probably won't. They probably don't even know this shit exists, you know.
Right.
But you know. Out of an abundance of caution, I would like to order another console just in case. But I don't need one at launch, so I'll deal with that later. You know, it's definitely not going to have a price drop ever. Period.
No.
Ever.
No.
Ever. No. I'm going to be 50 years old, and the Switch 2 is going to be still $450. You know.
Oh, dude, and the Amiibo are going to be up to like $60 each.
It's going to be that price forever. So. You know, what's the rush? I don't need to buy it now because it's going to cost as much as it does later, and I'll just buy it later. Also, I can't afford one. I had to pay a shit ton of taxes, and I'm catching up on bills. So I literally could not even click one and buy one. So
Well, and was it true, you guys? I saw someone tweet this, that some of those afterpay programs, like what is it, Klarna and stuff like that, were charging like a 25% surcharge on Switch pre-orders.
Damn.
Probably.
And I was like, what's the point of afterpay if you're paying that much in interest? Like, good lord. Like I saw someone tweet that. I did not verify because I've never used one of those programs before. Like PayPal Credit, for example, lets you pay over 6 months just interest free on purchases over $100. So it's like just built in. But I was like, if that was true, man, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. People are desperate for that Mario Kart.
Well, and that actually, I got to be honest with you guys. I'm not buying Mario Kart for $80. My whole thing was if I can't get the bundle, I'm not buying it.
I was wondering, yeah, if you would buy it. So what are you going to play on launch?
Nothing.
Okay, cool.
Magic Conch. I don't know, whatever I got, essentially.
What about like Bravely Default? Have you played that? I forgot.
I have not played that one. No, I played Bravely Second is the one that's on 3DS as well. Yeah. So I could get Bravely Default. Yeah. But I really was just like, I tried to get the Mario Kart bundle. That's also why I did try to get it from Walmart. Simply could not. But I was just like, dude, I can't. I'm not going to get $80 out of that game. I'm not, you know?
Sure. Yeah, I get it.
It's too much. Yeah.
If you're not going to feel like you get your value out of it, it makes total sense.
Now you guys might be like, oh my God, it's the most fun thing in the world. And then I might feel peer pressured and buy it.
Oh, I'm going to peer pressure.
As of right now, I'm like, you don't have to pre-order this.
Like, my God, we're all playing right now.
You look at these peach cheeks. You gotta see them.
The peach cheeks,
Wario's half naked in this one outfit that you get, and I'll be like, oh my God.
The Luigi Dong silhouette, yeah.
Oh, dude, if they put Wario in a kimono because he gets the sushi set, I mean,
oh damn,
that'd be a must. That'd be a must see.
That'd be a must. So yeah, we'll see. Well, you got plenty of time to think about what you want to buy, but Bravely Default might be a good one for you because I might buy that too because that game's cool.
No, I'm gonna type that in on my computer right now just so I don't forget because I should have something.
You should play something. Yeah, that'd be good. Well, or you can get the Switch Tour game. That should be the only game you get.
Shortage of games here. Okay, there's plenty. I got games I haven't played yet.
Yeah, but it'd be weird to buy a new console and just not do anything with it.
It's not my fault they're only releasing like 3 games for the launch, Bradley. Like, I didn't do this. I didn't do fucking shit, okay?
You swiped your card. You were not forced to do it.
I'm like, why isn't Donkey Kong out on launch? This is madness.
Gotta space it out.
It's
drip feed that content. I know.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Let's hear from our listeners. This is from Jose Lopez. I don't know why I said Lopez. Greetings, punching up crew. I want to give a keep it up to Micah. My wife usually turns out all the LSM I listen to daily, but she always pays attention anytime Micah is speaking. She loves listening to anything Micah says and laughs at the outlandish stuff she says. Cheers and have a good week, y'all. I forgot that was going to be our little warm up right in. That's not a pre-order story, but still a very nice message.
Very
Look at
nice.
That.
Thank you.
Yeah, made Micah's day. She's very happy about that. Very nice. I'm glad me and Gene are just get zoned out every time. That's what I like to hear. Okay. This is from Nicholas Jensen. Hey, Punching Up crew. Did y'all have any success with the pre-orders? After Best Buy's 30-minute delay and 45-minute queue, I was able to get the cart bundle. Once that was secured and another 20 minutes wait time, I was able to secure a Pro controller. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I got as well. I'm very hyped for those back buttons. I hope they're good. I can see them sucking dick, but I hope they're good. All right, this is from the Obituary of Kane. Greetings, fist punchers. How'd you all fare in the shit show that was the Switch 2 pre-order? What did you all end up getting? I barely managed to snag the bundle from Target after many errors. No luck with all the Walmart or at all with Walmart or Best Buy. The next day, I went into my local GameStop and easily pre-ordered the base console along with Mario Kart and Donkey Kong. So I'm passing my Target order off to my brother. Hope you all got what you wanted. Keep on punching those bricks. I'm glad you had success with going to a store, actually. That's pretty cool. I'd be too afraid of that from maniacs that are camping out for like days. Because I know some people will do it. I've seen it happen. But I'm glad a lot of people just kind of got in there, casually got their bundle, headed right out. That's a feel-good moment. So I hope you enjoy that, because I'm sure they'll do a launch for the system. That'll be a lot of fun. Especially for all those people that are always like, you remember midnight launches? I miss those kind of things.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's you. That's like that's people Micah and Chris's age. That's all of them.
Yeah, when I picked up my Xbox One and I was the first person in line at GameStop and everyone clapped when they handed it to me and I walked out to the car.
Sick.
And then I sprinted to the car because I was like, I'm going to get robbed right now.
That's actually pretty cool, dude. They clapped for you?
They clapped, bro. They clapped. It was incredible.
That is.
It was like me receiving an Oscar.
What did you get? Like, what games did you get with it?
Oh, man. Well, it came out day one. Rise, Son of Rome for that. I'm trying to think what else.
That's Xbox One, yeah.
Yeah.
There was that. I think there was Sunset Overdrive.
I got that for sure.
Okay. I'm trying to remember what else was there at launch.
Those
I don't remember.
Might have been the two I came home with.
Okay.
Because I can't remember what
launch.
else. Xbox One.
Sunset Overdrive was the only game. I was like, damn.
Did Killer Instinct come out at launch? I remember it came with this like metal card. And it was like the day one edition. I don't remember what the card did. But I did.
It probably gave you a bunch of the characters. Because I think
I gotta give a shout out to all 3 Killer Instinct fans in the world who were very upset when I said Killer Instinct wasn't that important. So to the 3 of you, I'm so sorry.
Killer Instinct is pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Bring it back, guys. Bring it back. All right. Finally, we got Ding Dong here. Hey, Brick Pounders. Got lucky and snagged a Switch 2, but missed out on the Mario Kart bundle. Had a mini heart attack when my card flagged the $500 charge. Had to explain to the fraud department that, yes, this was a viral gaming emergency. I needed that Mario Kart and hope everyone else had better luck with their pack or their pickups. Love the show and can't wait to see y'all gooning it up on a 480p webcam like it's 2004. Come June, stay strong. The Piranha Plant camera, I won't do it. Unless it's for work. Oh, unless it's for work. I'll do it if it's for work, but other than that, no, I don't need that. I don't need it. I'm not going to do it. Let's stick with some of the Switch pre-order madness here. I wanted to just bring this up. GameStop doing some shady shit going on during this Switch 2 pre-order fiasco. I'm going to read this from My Nintendo News right here. One thing you may have encountered if you pre-ordered your Nintendo Switch 2 at a brick and mortar store like GameStop is having to purchase other things with your pre-order. This is an age-old tactic to make as much money as possible off your purchases, but it's clearly unfair to customers. One ex-user highlighted the issue at GameStop store in Astoria, which was only selling bundles with things like screen protectors in the case, etc., with purchases. GameStop Help was alerted to this matter and has posted saying it is looking into it. That particular store is unlikely to be the only one which chose to try this tactic with Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders. So yeah, someone messaged them on Twitter X and was like, this is bullshit kind of thing. Then GameStop Help replied, we are actively investigating this. Any customer who was turned away at the Astoria location should reach out via DM so we can make it right. Whoa. Some GameStop's going rogue here and deciding to squeeze for all it's worth. But corporates, I don't know, not having that. Now, you know, guys, I hate GameStop because I've had so many shitty experiences with them. And Micah's recently had shitty experiences with them, but she's still kind of fond of them. She's still, I think, got a little room in your heart for them.
I do.
Yeah, but this is sus. I would be so mad if I ran in this scenario. Making me buy a screen protector for this fucking thing. Like, let's relax, dude.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, a GameStop, dude. Like, let's calm down. So I'm glad GameStop's getting into it. But Micah, what do you think about this?
No, it's shitty. This is exactly what you see HSN and QVC. This is the only way that they sell consoles. If you go and search for a PS5 on HSN, it's bundled with a controller grip. It's bundled with a headset. There's all these weird third-party accessories that you do not want. And then it's listed at like $700. And that's how they make their money. Because they're selling you these very cheap accessories, telling you the MSRP of this whole package is like $1,000. And grandma buys it for $700 because she trusts QVC and she trusts HSN. I love both of those places. I love home shopping, but it is not the place to buy electronics if you are not savvy. So seeing GameStop do this is definitely like, dude, come on, man. This is how they scam old people.
Yeah.
And you're doing this. You can't say, oh, we can't run the SKU. Bullshit.
Yeah,
like,
bullshit.
That is just not true at all. Nintendo is selling these base units. Every single store is authorized to sell the base unit. There is no way that, oh, we can only sell it with a third-party screen protector.
Yeah.
No,
that's
like, just crazy.
This whole scenario just makes me not want to go to GameStop even more in the future. Like, I'll do whatever I can to avoid it. Desperate measure, sure, but in the case, it's like, I don't want to deal with that shit. No, thank you.
It would be, here's the thing. It would still be shady, but it would be one thing if they said we allocated 10 of them as console only, and then the rest of them we made bundles. And you have to buy the bundle. We ran out of the console only. Still scummy, but a little less so because they at least sold some of the base units. If they truly only sold them as bundles, that's like triple scummy.
Right. Gene, this is nothing new in selling hardware and all that kind of stuff. It's just what it is. It happens a lot. But do you have any thoughts on this?
I don't know. What else is there to say? I mean,
yeah, it's just kind of like, this sucks. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, it's a rogue GameStop manager, right? So you never know. It's like, you blame everything on McDonald's, but it might be just at McDonald's,
Sure.
Dude, you're right.
You might just be going to a shitty McDonald's,
You're dead right, because having worked for like some chain stores like GNC, for example, what the experience that you get when you walk into a GNC is completely based on who's managing it. At at one of the stores I worked at, I had a manager that was like ruthless, and he was a really good salesman. But then the next day, people would come in and return stuff being like, I didn't even realize what he gave me. Like, I can't even use this. Like he would sell people so quickly on stuff and just ring them out and not actually ask what they needed, not actually ask what they wanted. He was just really like charming and persuasive. And then I would get all the returns the next day when they got home and read it. And they're like, I can't use this. I have a heart condition. Like, and he didn't ask any of the questions.
Yeah.
So your experience at GNC is heavily, dependent on your own knowledge and whoever you get as a manager, and like how cutthroat they are in selling and training their staff on selling. My local GNC here, super chill, really nice guy works here. Like, I go in, I get my vitamins, no pressure. But Gene's totally right that this is an example definitely of a cutthroat GameStop. That manager is all about that commish. And he does not care about your customer feedback or experience.
Well, he might care now if corporate comes knocking at the door. We'll see. My beautiful wife wrote in, hey, bricked up fisters. I'm issuing a stern stand down at GameStop and their shady pre-order tactics. My location turned away anybody who refused to purchase a pro membership along with their Switch 2 reservation. Not only is this requirement a total lie, but other locations were even worse. Some customers had a membership charge without their consent, while others were forced to buy an expensive bundle or warranty. If bots and scalpers are going to ruin online pre-orders, we need a better alternative than the place selling games like a car dealership. Appreciate the chaos your dynamic provides during these discussions. Damn, another GameStop fucking someone over. I don't know, man. It's nuts.
Especially because they were so smug about it on Twitter. Well, not even smug. GameStop, literally, I don't know if you saw their tweets, or they're like, we'll see you in the morning, for everyone who didn't get the pre-order. And
GameStop Twitter is so fucking annoying, dude. Jesus.
And it's like, I actually was like, GameStop's being like, you got to come to us now, dog. Like, we're your last resort. And then this is how they operate. They knew that they were people's last chance after Best Buy, Target, Walmart all sold out.
Villainous.
What happened with Amazon? Did Amazon go
Amazon
live?
doesn't have Switches, I don't think.
Okay,
Switch
so that has not happened yet.
No, I think Nintendo is mad at Amazon or something right now. I'm not exactly sure what the details are, but no, can't pre-order them there.
GameStop was, it really was like, what's Princess Donut Hair, Princess Leia, when she's like, help me, Obi-Wan, you're my only hope. And it's like, GameStop. Like, you're my only hope.
Never heard of Princess Leia is called Princess Donut Hair.
Donut Hair?
Struggling. Yeah, I've only seen like one Star War.
One Star War.
I saw the Christmas special, and I saw the first one, I think.
Yeah, I
I
forgot.
had to
you
watch him
said-
calling for knockback.
Yeah, you know what?
Totally
Fuck Star
see-
Wars anyway. So.
Christmas special.
No, I'm with
The
you,
Christmas
Micah.
special was horrible.
Fuck donut
Yeah, it's
hair,
awful.
You know.
It's fucking awful. Okay. Let's move on to our next thing. This might interest you, Mike. I'm curious. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, rated for the Switch 2.
Mm.
It's rated by the Saudi General Authority of Media Regulation, spotted on a Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero came out last year, and I know a lot of people really enjoyed the game. I personally don't care for these Dragon Ball games, but I know a lot of people love them because there's a fuck ton of characters in these games. Crazy. Like, I know Chris was playing it. Did you play this, Micah? I'm trying to remember.
No, I am like you. My favorite like Dragon Ball Z games, like some of the older ones, but it is like the fighting games, especially it's too much. It's too much for my old lady brain. Like you're fighting and you're like going higher and in the sky and shit like that. I'm like, bro, this is crazy. The last one I tried was Jump Force. I gotta be honest, I only ordered it for the statue, which is behind me.
Yeah, Jump
You
Force is
can't see
bad
it.
though.
But it was bad. It
Yeah.
was, but I blamed that on myself. I said I'm the one who's bad, but I got this sweet fucking statue, so it was worth it. But like my all-time favorite Dragon Ball games were the 3DS. No, they're for DS. And they're like little RPGs. Those are the best.
Oh,
Like,
which ones are
yeah.
those?
So there is Attack of the Saiyans is my favorite, and then I can't find it. There's another one. It may be called Dragon Ball Origins. That sounds like it exists. But they had a couple of these games instead. So instead of being fighting games, they were like, RPGs. Attack of the Saiyans is top tier. If you
Attack of the Saiyans,
if you want an excellent RPG, like you don't even have to like Dragon Ball Z. It's just a really fucking great RPG. But I have been like for years saying like, please make another one of these. I can't do this anymore with the fighting games. I'm not good at them. Like I want to experience a little story, but it's not fun. So if they ever returned to doing those, I'd be over the moon.
Yeah. A listener gave me a DSi for free, a cool little blue one. And Dustin has it for me right now, and he's gonna mod it. So maybe you'll check these Dragon Ball games out because I missed all these, Micah.
Dude, yeah,
Dragon Ball RPG sounds fun.
The best.
Yeah, those look sick.
Oh my god, it's great. Part of it, as someone who just really loves like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, just like picking up the items along the way, like the Bancho fan and stuff like that, and it's so good. It's just really good. My dream, because this covers the Saiyan arc, as it says in the name, my dream was that they would continue and make a little RPG with at least the Frieza arc. You don't have to go all the way. At least the Frieza
saga.
They never continued. No, they never continued this series. They just completely dropped off of it. So my heart will forever be broken.
Yeah. Like the last, I played Legacy of Goku on Game Boy Advanced. I remember that was like a top-down like Zelda almost with Dragon Ball. It was pretty cool, but I haven't played a lot of these Dragon Ball games. Have you played Kakarot?
So many. No, because I'm so fucking sick of Goku, man. I'm so tired of it. I can't do another origin story. How many?
That's like 90% of Dragon Ball games.
I know, and that's the problem, dog. Like, give me a fucking Majin Buu game, right? Like I mean that arc. Like, just give me an Android
Kakarot
saga.
Does, I think all of Z, and it does
Kakarot is everything. Yeah.
I can't start over again.
You just have to start over with Raditz and Nappa all over again. So.
I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's been too many. It's like Spider-Man. And when there's a new Spider-Man movie and it's like, I swear to God, if I see Uncle Ben get shot one more time, I'm going to shoot myself. Okay. Like, I can't do this again. I can't do it anymore. It's too many.
Yeah, I get it, dude. Gene, any interest in Dragon Ball Sparking?
No, I have Sparking Zero for PS5.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't play it.
Gotcha.
I'm just not interested in the fighting game. I much rather play Kakarot, actually.
Sure.
Because Kakarot is not a fighting game. It is actually an open world RPG, right?
Yeah. There's like, when you fight people, it's like
It's like 1-on-1, right?
Yeah, it's like Sparking Zero.
Well, you're actually fighting multiple people. Like, you
can fight multiple
smaller
people.
enemies. So it's kind of like an open world RPG beat 'em up,
Yeah.
But you have to fly through the rings to get enough orbs to level up, and you're learning all these moves. It's actually quite challenging, actually. And you're fighting like in the world, in the map, which is awesome. You have infinite flight. And it's actually available on the Switch. I played the hell out of the Switch version. Of course, not the best performance, but it works just fine.
Yeah.
I played the hell out of them. I played it twice on PC and on Switch.
Oh wow!
So,
okay, there you go.
Yeah, so I loved Kakarot, but it's only because it was not a straight up fighting game. It was an actual adventure game where you get to explore Namek and all the different planets and everything like that. You got to go to Chi-Chi's house and everything like that. And what else? It's so detailed in the story that they even include the episode where Gohan has to get his driver's license or something.
Yeah, Goku and Piccolo.
Yeah. I mean, Goku and Piccolo. Yeah, the driver's license episode.
Yeah, I have the
there you go.
Here
it is.
in the car.
That's one. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
So that's also a whole quest in the game too. So it's really, really detailed. Really, really fun game. But yeah, Sparking Zero, I'm good on the fighting games, and it kind of died actually in the fighting game scene. I just don't hear about it ever.
Well, I don't think these games are like maybe super good from a like in-depth competitive level.
Fighter Z was.
Yeah, no, Fighter, because it's an Arc System Works game.
Sure, yeah.
This isn't, it's more like about. It seems more like casual. Kind of reminded me of like the Naruto Ninja Storm games.
Cool. Sure, yeah.
But there's not like
about bashing
crazy
action figures together. Yeah,
exactly.
Basically.
That is what it is. More so, in my opinion. Fighters is like more. Yeah.
Which to be fair,
which is
that's
fun.
Great, yeah, that's fucking awesome. I'm glad that these games exist, but I would much rather have. I would rather have my action figures flying around and then bashing into other things.
Yeah,
I want them to do a little bit more, and that's what Kakarot does. And you can even play as other characters in Kakarot. You can play as Piccolo, you can play as Gohan, you can play as Vegeta. Pretty sick. So if you miss it out on Switch, go get it.
Yeah, I bet it'll come to Switch 2 as well, Micah. So maybe when that comes to Switch 2, you can get it because they were supporting that game forever. They're constantly adding content to that game.
Perhaps I shall. It's bringing up all the gripes I have. Like Gohan, like I don't want to be a fighter. I want to be a fucking nerd. I'm the most powerful boy in the whole world, and I hate it. Like I fucking hate Gohan too. Like
he was like a 9-year-old. Give him a break.
He grew into an adult, and then he was still like, I don't want to fight. I want to go to college.
To be fair to Micah, the worst parts of Kakarot were actually the parts where I had to be Gohan because it was like, oh my god, another fucking training
Saiyaman or something.
Right? It felt like all training and tutorial. And then, like his story is always like he's fucking training up, right? And it's like I want him to like just fucking like do shit for fuck's sake,
Yeah. I'm not trying to make this into a Dragon Ball Z podcast, okay? And as a whole, I understand that Gohan should have the right to choose his own destiny, okay? And he shouldn't have to. But the world is at stake, my boy. So maybe like you can't be a scholar if the fucking planet explodes, all right? So you gotta save the day.
He does do it though. He does.
I know, but he gripes about it. It's like, can you just do it? Like. Yeah. First of all, if I woke up tomorrow and I was like had the strength of Mr. Incredible, you think I'd be upset about it? You think I'd be fucking upset? I'd be thrilled. You have no idea what I would do with such strength.
You've never seen Evangelion, huh?
No, I've
Don't
not.
Don't ever watch it.
You're gonna hate Shinji.
Yeah. If you are mad about a character who is whining all the time about being the main character, don't ever watch Evangelion because that is the entire show. That's what the show is about. This main character is going to complain the entire time when the world is ending. He just won't do anything,
He was, I think, it's 9 or 10 when he fought Cell. So he got his neck broken by Raccoon when he was like 6 or 5.
Oh, yeah,
he's tired. Yeah.
Yeah, he's had enough.
Shinji goes through in Evangelion, actually. And that's what makes Evangelion's character such a bitch. He doesn't even go through any of that shit that Gohan does.
Oh, boy. All right.
Yeah, it's like burned into my mind that scene where Gohan is seriously fucked up and his eyes are just like, bam, like his pupils are just like exploded.
Yeah, he's like he's very young.
Still hate him though.
That's okay.
Is it wrong to hate children? They can still be bad people.
No
one says that children can't be bad people.
No, yeah, totally.
Fuck the kids, as Michael Jordan says.
I'm trying to think. he shows up in like the Buu saga pretty hard near the end. Of course, you can't beat Vegeta and Goku. They're just too OP. But I think he called Boo like a retard in one of the dubs or something like that. I was like, what the fuck? Or one of the subs. It was so insane, dude. I was like, holy shit, dude.
Did they actually say that word?
I think so. I want to see it. Maybe it was an old translation. There's definitely a meme of it. I gotta find it. Calling Boo that.
Oh my god.
Hold on, I just see a thread that says, did Gohan really say this in Japanese?
Yeah. You fool.
Then some guy said, my favorite line was immediately after when he told Boo, quote, I'm forklift certified, end quote. It's like, what the fuck? Is this crazy here? And I'll show you the picture though, but I just remember seeing this and being like, what the fuck, dude? But it was, I mean, Dragon Ball was like the early 90s or Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, yeah.
So.
No, you're throwing that word around like everywhere. Back then. So
it's just really funny, dude.
It's just his face. It's just seeing that word beneath it. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah,
so funny, dude.
Majin Buu is my like second favorite character in the series. I fucking love Majin Buu. All right.
All Majin Buu or just Fat Buu?
See, so do I have him? I can't grab it. I have multiple forms of Majin Buu figures, and I love them all. But like Fat Buu obviously is the most lovable, but like Kid Buu and like Super Buu, they're so cool, dog. Like when he has the red eyes and shit, and it's just like he's fucking scary. Okay, yeah. I love them. I love them so much.
Yeah. All right. Enough Dragon Ball talk.
I know. When do we start the anime podcast?
I did not know we were going to go that long on fucking Sparking Zero. That's crazy.
It just happens. We just go down these rabbit holes.
Bradley.
Yeah.
Anime podcast. All right. Like when do we start?
No. So I'm going to tell you right now. We did this a little bit at Easy Allies called Easy, or it's Easy to Like Anime or something like that. It was me and Ben Moore. We did it.
Oh.
And anime fans are extremely demanding. And everything anime is not short. Sort of like, hey, do a One Piece episode.
And it's like, choose short ones. We could choose, because like, here's the thing, much smaller scale, of course. But I used to do Anime Spotlight on my old channel, and I would just watch very short series and then do like an overview of it. So like, I was choosing series that were like very short runs, like, light novels that got converted. And then it's like, it's only 24 episodes total, or, so things like that.
Yeah, me and Dustin did one on his channel where we talked about One Piece or something when he was caught up. But God, that's I don't really watch modern anime or anything like that. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I
wanted an excuse to get back into it.
Just get into One Piece, Micah, then you'll be
never. God, I tried.
Maybe a podcast on game genres. Like different, like a podcast for different genres that we like. So we can just stop talking about Souls at every single podcast that Colin's not on.
We can just make a Souls podcast.
Yeah,
I'm sure Colin will love that.
Honestly, though,
yeah, I guess we'll call it Summon. We could call it Summon Sign, but
that's a good idea. Yeah, dude.
Unfortunately, that's totally fucked. So
yeah. Jesus. I just think of the Dustin meme. No new shows with Dustin on the ATV.
It's the same as in Discord. People be like, can we get a pets channel? No new channels. Can we get an automotive channel? No new channels. Yeah. It's like, guys, no new channels. There's so guys, many already.
I'm not qualified to talk about modern anime. I have no idea what's going on, man.
Me too. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm fine right now. All right, guys, let's get back to games. We got some more, the game key cards going on with some Switch physical games. I just have this listed here. This is a list of games that are game key cards. First of all, so that means essentially the game is not on the card all the way. So you'll have to download the game when you get the card, unlike it being all on the card right away. Here, this is, I think, a list of every third party game, at least in Japan, on release right now is key card. I saw Cyberpunk is all on the card, I believe, actually. And it costs more money to do that. So shout out to CD Projekt Red doing that. That's pretty cool. Bravely Default, Flying Fairy, Daemon X Machina, Titanic Scion, Kunutsugami, Puyo Puyo Tetris, Raito Remastered, Shine Post, Be Your Idol, Sonic X Shadow Generations, Street Fighter 6, Suikoden 1 and 2, Survival Kids, Yakuza 0 Director's Cut are all game key card. I'm surprised Suikoden is.
Yakuza 0 too? Come on, man. Like, you guys are so cheap, man. Sega, Konami, that's so cheap, dude.
But it's like, aren't the Suikoden games like, they're PS1 games? They can't be that big.
Dude, they're like a gig. What's going on?
I don't understand. Yeah.
No, this is just cheapness of these companies, because people are like, "Oh, Nintendo's letting them do it," and it's like, yeah, but they're the ones cheaping out because, like you said, Brad, CD Projekt is like, we're gonna get the bigger cartridge to put the game on there. We're doing this, and it's like, yeah, these companies are cheaping out. But I mean, I got Suikoden for Switch Original. I got Raido Remastered for Switch Original, so I'm sticking with that.
Yeah,
it's
I got
weird.
a Switch Original too, but I mean, like, yeah, and it's like, the crazy thing about CDPR doing this is that they're a PC company. They didn't start out doing consoles. They don't know physical. I mean, they started when physical and PC games were a thing, which are what, but they're a PC first company. They don't care about physical copies, but here they are, pumping out the Switch too. It's crazy.
Yeah. Of the third-party games listed on the retailer, only 2 Marvelous titles, Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma, and Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar aren't game key cards. So those are kind of... Story of Seasons seems like a Micah game, so maybe that's a W for Micah.
I already pre-ordered that for the original Switch, and I just refused to change it. So I'm just keeping it.
Yeah, that's fine. This was via VGC, by the way, this list I'm looking at here. But yeah, it is kind of surprising, like, that games... I assume Suikoden on Switch is all on the card, but it's not on Switch 2. That seems weird to me. I don't understand that. I know the cards are more to manufacture, but still, kind of a bummer.
Total bummer. This one, I haven't even been paying attention to the story because it sucks. Like, I hate it.
Yeah, this has got to piss you off big time.
Yeah,
you guys are like super big retail.
I just don't want to like be mad about this right now because I'm going to be mad about it forever, right?
Here's another one, little chink in the armor right here too. Remastered The Mystery of Soulless Army is also a game key card. The physical collector edition that Limited Run Games is helping Sega with at $250 is also a game key card thing. Limited Run notes on the Raido Remastered Collector's Edition store page that it is not part of the Limited Run Games collection and is not a numbered release, which means the distributor could take a different approach to other releases in the future depending on the partners it's working with. So Limited Run Games is covering their ass right there. But it is very strange that even though they are helping Sega with it, that it's not on the card, who is a physical enthusiast retailer. It's very funny to me. So I don't know, man. I feel bad for people that are extremely physical collectors on that kind of sense and want everything on the card. But yeah, man, that's just the way things are going right now. Luckily, a lot of the first party stuff from Nintendo itself is still on the card, which is great. But third parties, yeah, I think a lot of the third parties are going to be not on the card. So get ready for that if that bothers you a lot. All right, guys, let's talk about what we're playing. Micah, we'll start with you. What have you been playing?
Yeah, so I haven't had as much time this past week, just with the trip for the funeral and all that. And then I had to spend about 3.5 hours at urgent care with Treble yesterday. That ate into a lot of my day. But I did start Lunar. I really like it so far. I've only gotten to play like an hour, but I'm so excited to get back into it tonight. Now that Treble is home and resting is a big excuse for extra game time because I'm supposed to watch her like 24/7. And yeah, it's a perfect time to game. So I really love, first of all, like the music, very pretty. I'm playing with the Japanese voices. They sound great. I'm doing that only because Colin was playing with the English voices. I just wanted to see the difference. So I have heard some of the English voice cast while he's playing. And I said, oh, why don't I just pop it on Japanese and just see how that sounds? And they're so far, they're quite emphatic. They sound great. It's that thing of, no, I don't actually speak the language, so I can't truly judge like the quality of the voice acting. I don't actually know, but they sound great to me, and they sound like they're having a great time. The cutscenes look excellent. It is just like getting these little anime breaks in between. I'm having fun with it so far. Right now I'm just exploring, so I haven't even had combat yet because I'm just still having so much fun exploring the town, talking to everybody I meet. Cool. You have this adorable little like flying cat thing that sits on your shoulder. He's so cute. As I'm enjoying that, I don't have too much to say about it because I'm just very early, but I'm loving it already. I can just tell that this is a Micah game, and I just can't wait to get more into it. And I'm really happy with the look as well. It is fun to toggle back to like the original graphics. Colin did say that he's like the cutscenes did not look this bad on the original. He's like, I don't know what they did to say like, oh, this is what it looked like. He's like, it didn't look this bad. But it is cool to switch back and forth between them. I am just playing though in remastered mode. I want her to look pretty and glossy, and she does. So once again, very happy that I was able to get my pre-order copy for Switch, and it has been fun to dive in playing it on Switch Lite, the ideal Switch in my opinion. And that's one thing I forgot to mention about GameStop. As much as we are having some beef right now with them, I am probably still going to trade in my OG Switch and, get some games from them for that. So I can't stop shopping at GameStop no matter how much I want to.
You could dislike something and still use their services.
But, like the manager lady there was really nice, man. And so I was just like, I don't want this store to go away. These people were so cool.
Yeah, not every GameStop is created equal. So
exactly.
If you found a good one, Micah, that's good.
Mostly good. They did fuck up my Kingdom Come Deliverance pre-order. We
and
all
told
remember
you
that.
The wrong Switch 2 days and everything.
I know he was emphatically telling people that it was going to come out on May 15th. Like he was very sure about that.
Oh yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Man, that's funny. Okay.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to jumping in more on that. Because originally I thought, with this trip, do I jump into Clair Obscur? Because essentially I'm going to come home on Monday and have both games, waiting for me. I ended up, though, deciding to go with Lunar first. I'm going to play Lunar Remastered, then play Clair Obscur, then probably play the second Lunar game, if I so choose. I might dip out and play something else in between that. But that's my general plan right now. It's seeming like Clair Obscur is not a super long game, which is excellent.
Sure, yeah. Well, Gene's been playing a lot of that, so it seems like Gene, it's like around 30 hours I heard for the basic story, but there's of course a ton of extra stuff to do.
What's funny is that when I beat the story, it was right on dot at 29 hours and like 50 some minutes.
Like,
wow, that's funny.
Kidding. I was like, wow, that really is a 30-hour ass game,
Hell yeah.
And there are a lot of side content. I don't know if I'm ready to talk about Expedition 33 yet.
Yeah, that's fine.
Talk about it on my own yet.
Yeah. We don't have to talk about it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of side content, and of course I'm not going to talk about spoilers or anything, especially since Brad hasn't even gone.
Right, I'm still fairly early in the game.
Where are you now?
I'm still in Act 1.
Still in Act 1? Okay, yeah, so you're very early. I would recommend to everybody who's playing, there's a ton of side content, and you're going to be seeing it all the way through. You probably bumped into a bunch already, right, Brad?
Mm-hmm.
Because someone was like, oh my god, you spoiled that there's super bosses. Guys, there is a super boss in like the first 5 minutes.
Japanese role-playing game, there's super bosses.
Every RPG has one, but there's a super boss in the first 5 minutes in the intro area. There is a boss that seems like almost impossible to beat or whatever. You can beat him right there, right? But you have to be real skillful at it. So this is not a spoiler that there's a lot of hard bosses, and you're passing by a bunch already in Act 1. Don't even bother with them. They're mostly there too. You can beat them if you're elite in parrying. I think Jacob Gaylor for the first mime, or for one of the first super bosses, he beat it, and the battle time was 57 minutes, and he had 900 parries.
Oh my god!
Wait, the first mime?
Not the mime, but there's a boss like around the first area that is like really, really like impossible to kill, but like can wipe you out in like one hit, right?
Oh.
One hit boss, right? One hit kill. You can conceivably just parry him all the way down and just whittle his life bar like little by little.
I wonder.
And that's what Jacob did.
Yeah, I wonder if I missed him then or something like that. I've killed every single enemy I've run into in the game. I'm playing on normal right now. I'm not playing on hard, so maybe that's why.
There are secret locations and everything that you can find if you look hard enough, even in the first area, But
cool.
Don't bother with that stuff. That's why 30 hours is straight, because when you realize, oh shit, I probably shouldn't be touching this stuff right now. Let me just continue with the game.
Yeah, you can come back always. Yeah,
that's a lot of people are like, oh my god, is it missable? Because there are actually missable things in the prologue, in the intro of the game. And that might fuck you up. That might, your ADHD might be set out like, oh my God, I missed the red version of the default code, which is what you can miss in the intro, right? Not a big deal, right? Not that big of a deal. It doesn't look that cool. The black coat looks better anyways, right? But if you want to get every single thing, you missed out on that. But every single thing after that, you can just kind of go back to it and just get it.
Cool.
No problem. The world is there for there. And if you really want the stuff in the intro, New Game Plus is there. You can play it all over again.
Oh, nice.
Start over again. New Game Plus is a little harder, I think. I haven't tried it yet. I'm actually trying to clean up the entire game and basically get every single thing. But I have beaten basically every single super boss in the game. And man, oh man, that the extra content that's past the main game is excellent.
Oh, sweet. Okay, awesome.
This is a 30-hour game for for guys like me and probably you, Brad. This is a 67. I'm at 70 hours now.
So it's like Rebirth. You can do the main line in 20, 30 hours.
Yep. You do it, I beat Rebirth in 37 hours. Remember?
Yeah.
And I had a great time. Playing Rebirth.
Yeah, you just did what you wanted.
Oh my God, the pacing is so good. Because I purposely lost the card game, the competition that was along the way, whereas in Expedition, you can just truck along, finish the story, and then go back, and then, bam, you got 70 more hours. It's like DLC for this game, basically. It's crazy.
Sweet, dude.
I'm still finding new shit, dude. Like it's just the same old map that I started with, and it was like, I did not know this was here. Okay, let's go find out what this is here. Wow, this is a lot longer and bigger than I realized. Oh wow, yeah. I found a new ability. I found a new weapon. I found new bosses. It's so sick.
Yeah, it's been pretty fun finding some stuff in that game. There's been some good stuff like the Pictos you find or whatever, which are your skills. I found one that gives lifesteal just on normal hits, and I'm like, oh, it's pretty nice. It's 15% lifesteal. I can come in clutch, man, and it has.
Yeah, and then you have your Luminas, right? Your Lumina points to be able to equip the Picto abilities after you learned them.
I think that whole menu is kind of sloppy and not super laid out really well. It took me a while to understand
the Picto menu, yes,
how to do it. I was like, how do I permanently upgrade this kind of thing? It's you have to click on to push L3 or something like that. I was like, oh, I wish it was a little more clean, but
you click L3 to have it in different rankings or whatever like that. The UI could use a little work, but once you realize what it's about, then
it's manageable.
It's manageable. Yeah.
I just think of those
and
pristine.
So that's why my characters now have 500 Lumina points.
Oh damn, yeah. Stocked up. Yeah, cool.
So my characters are they don't just have 3 or 4 abilities. They have 60
everything
abilities attached onto them.
That's cool.
They are stealing life. When they die, they cast shell to other people. When they're down at 10%, their attack increases at 200%. It's crazy. They're every single step of the battle, there's a new shit going on.
So far a lot of them have been pretty good too. When I see the Pictos, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool actually. It hasn't been a lot of there's a couple things, but not a lot of really worthless stuff where I'm I'm not gonna even bother with this. Even the shooting guys, you have a percentage chance to cast burn on them when you shoot them or something like that. I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of handy because so many moves have synergy together. They have status effect. It's really cool. I'm looking forward to when you get to it, Micah, because it's it reminds me a lot of setup. A lot of the combat's setting up for this, then this, and this, and this. It's really satisfying kind of line things up because you get bonus damage and stuff. And the reactionary gameplay I think is really fun. The parries, the dodges, and the jumps. That's all really cool. A really nice twist on it. I really like those additions they added. So
yeah, we found out yesterday from Ben that the director Guillaume is a Sekiro speedrunner, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, when you're oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah, when you just said, Gene, that New Game Plus is maybe a little harder, I was like, oh yeah, that's what From Software does with their New Game Pluses.
Yep.
So they might have learned it from that.
Yep, I'm excited to dive into that pretty soon. So I'm probably going to be finishing my first save and just going to dive right back into New Game Plus. I'm addicted to this game, guys.
Cool.
I thought I was skeptical, and I was like, yeah, it's probably pretty good. And then I gave it a 3.5 out of 4 stars, which is a great score, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm now rethinking it, and I'm like, man, I think this is a 4-star game, for me. 9 out of 10,
Yeah. Sure, I get it, dude.
I'm going to be interviewing later, so I might actually like just do that. I might just like do another review of it, with while interviewing the
a
devs.
new like
So I'm really
updated
looking forward
review
to
or
that.
something like that. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you can.
Incredible game. It's the only game I'm playing, honestly. It's the only game I care about right now.
Cool.
Man,
and to have this right after Xenoblade Chronicles X, like I am feasting right now. Feasting on RPGs.
Yeah, man.
I barely touch Oblivion. I'm excited to get into that.
Yeah. I do want to play more of that as well.
Yeah.
Just too much shit right now. Too many long games right now.
Dude, there is entirely too much right now. I haven't returned to Xenoblade X because I really, the more I sit with it, I'm like, I just wasn't feeling it. Because it's just so different from the other Xenoblade games. But I think at some point it's that feeling of, it's not that it's a bad game, it's that it just didn't click at this time. So I know there's going to be a point where I'm like, yeah, I'll pick that up again and actually finish it. But it just wasn't what I was expecting from the Xenoblade experience. And it's like, that's what I was in the mood for. It's like you order tiramisu and they bring you lemon tiramisu. And it's like, well, it's not bad, but it's not what I was expecting. I was craving that coffee cream. Okay. So I'm going to get back to it at some point because it's certainly not bad. It's really fun, but it just wasn't what I wanted out of the Xenoblade name. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very different. It's a tough game to get into. I totally agree. I'm not in the mood to play it now. Like it's one of my favorite games of all time. But I'd rather be playing Expedition 33 right now. Like I'm definitely getting something out of that. But man, what a great year! 100 Line Defense Academy apparently is great too. I watched like streams of it. I was like, nope, I'm not gonna play this. I don't like the Danganronpa art style. I think it looks.
Oh sure, ugly. Yeah, I get that.
I think it looks kind of ugly, so I'm good. I thought Expedition 33 looks kind of ugly too, kind of, but like I'm just completely used to it. I just love the game so much that it's great. So
yeah, cool. I'm playing. Yeah, we were talking about a little bit of Expedition. Still in the first act. A long ways to go, but just going at my own pace, enjoying my time with it when I get to play. So
have you hit the world map yet? Yeah, it's great, right?
Yeah, it's cool. I like. There's not a lot on it yet for me, like in the world map to do necessarily, but it looks neat. I like the way it looks.
The look is good, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like we love old school JRPGs, so that's like right up our alley. I'm never gonna be upset when there's like a world map like that. I'm like, oh, sick. This is cool. But yeah, I'm still fairly early in the game, and I think there's a lot more for the game to show me, which I'm looking forward to seeing. But
if you're in Act 1, then you're like barely at like the first 10% of the world. So
yeah, I'm still very early, but
massive world actually. It's shocking how big it was. I was like, whoa, this is it's kind of like an Elden Ring moment, not quite, but I was like, this is a lot bigger than I expected. That's for damn sure.
Cool.
Nothing will beat Elden Ring sending you to Caelid, like because you open a goddamn fucking treasure box.
Yeah.
Or sending you all the way to the northern end of the map, and you're just like, what? Am I in space?
What am I doing
now?
here?
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, that's true. But
Elden
that's
Ring
good to
is
hear.
definitely a one of a kind game, but
Yeah. The reason I'm not super far in the game is because I was finishing Indiana Jones, which is also a long game, much longer than I anticipated, but it was really fun. I had a really good time. Whipping people was super awesome. A lot of cool side quests, going to sick dungeons, solving puzzles. I love that kind of stuff. I know that's like not Colin's stuff because I know he was not enjoying the game as much as I was. But
not
the game has flaws. Yeah, I think the AI is kind of poor in a lot of ways. It's better when you crank up the difficulty, but they're still kind of like dumb to an extent.
Like it is comical that like he mentioned, like you're dressed as a priest and you're just walking around like cracking the whip and no one gives a fuck. Yeah. Like nobody is like, stop that. Like even in some games they'd be like, what are you doing? Like, and he's just like whipping stuff and stealing people's food right from under their noses and like climbing things right in front of people and nobody's like, what's that man doing? Like they just don't care. That stuff's really funny.
I think that is funny, but I do think about like it would be annoying, I think, for some of those locations if people were constantly bickering at you for everything you did in that game. Because it's like nonstop climbing something, whipping something, getting food. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? There's already people that are kind of like policing you in that area. Exactly. But later on the game, like the first zone is the Vatican, so it's very crowded. But other games, there's more space to kind of roam around and get away with that kind of shit. But I see what you're saying, Micah. But it's like a weird balance, I think. But
well, yeah, because
it can still use some work.
it's coming off of something like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, where someone will be like, where's your torch? Like, you can't even walk around at night without a light. And if you get caught, they'll be like, hey, this man doesn't have a torch. You're immediately caught under suspicion. Like, the stealth in that is just so required. And people will be like, what are you doing standing around here? And this is not the same type of game at all,
No.
but it is just funny to see like how loosey-goosey it is.
Yeah, it's very
coming
loosey-goosey.
off of Kingdom Come Deliverance, and they're like, you can't even walk in a door and like, what are you doing in there? Like,
yeah. Well, Kingdom Come, I'd walk and they'd be like, get out of here, guards. They'd run away. Then 2 seconds later, they'd come back and be like, how can I help you? So
exactly. Oh yeah,
it's all over the place.
Yeah,
it's all over the place. But yeah, Indiana Jones is very much like a mass appeal kind of, just trying to get everyone to have a good time. The game is just a good time to me. I don't think it's like a crazy, amazing game or anything, but I just had a darn good time playing it. I'm happy I did. Looked very nice also on the Pro. So shout out Machine Games. I would be down to see more Indiana Jones from them. All right, guys. Let's see here.
I'm not.
Is that
actually? I don't want them to make any more Indiana Jones.
You don't want more Indiana
games.
Jones? Well, you don't like Indiana Jones, so...
yeah, obviously I don't like Indiana Jones, but like every time I booted up Indiana Jones and I saw the Machine Games logo boot up and you see all these chainsaws and guns, that it's like, man, Machine Games used to make games and stories that weren't just movie properties. They had their own creative sci-fi universes, really unique and violent. And now,
well, yeah, they just been doing Wolfenstein for a long time, I guess.
Yeah,
that's what they're mostly known for now. And it's like, you made like 3 games, I guess, 3 Wolfenstein games.
Yeah, and they fucked up the last one, Youngblood. So,
yeah, so I'm happy they did something different. If they go back to Wolfenstein, it's fine. If they do something new, I'm down with that as well.
Yeah. I just have a bone to pick with anything like Disney property, honestly.
Okay.
Star Wars,
I mean, that's
Marvel,
fair, sure.
Fucking Indiana Jones. Like, I hate the Disneyfication of video games. I want Disney out of my video games, honestly. Completely. I want these studios to work on their own shit. But
sure, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I don't get really excited about Marvel games, so I can understand.
Exactly, yeah. Marvel Rivals, cool game, fun. I don't give a shit. I don't care how hot Emma Frost looks like. I don't. I may be the resident gooner, but I'll pass.
Yeah.
Even I have standards.
Even Gene has standards. That's right.
Now Peach, on the other hand, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Gene, this made me think of you. This next story. No upgrade for Sonic Cross Shadow Generations on Switch 2. I know you liked this game a lot. You played it. I heard Maddie liked it a lot too. There is a Switch version of it, but no upgrade to Switch 2. Sega's putting their foot down. Yeah, that's no good. Switch 2 upgrades for free or $10? No good.
No good.
Full price again, bitch. That's what Sonic's saying to you now.
Wait, so is it just they're re-releasing it then?
Yes. Here, yeah, I think this
serious?
thing. Let's see here. This is from Asia's Sega website, and it says,
"Oh my god!" It says straight up, Nintendo Switch version cannot be upgraded to the Switch 2 version.
Yeah.
Wow.
Same applies for DLC. Yeah.
Wow. I like this. I like that we have a news show, so I can be shocked at the news right now. But you're getting like a live reaction from me. I'm like, yo, you guys are really doing this?
Yep.
Wow.
Did they say the same for Ride Out Remastered? I thought I saw someone mention that as well, that game, if you put in the base cartridge, doesn't upgrade either.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Too bad.
I didn't
I'll just
see
play
that.
on my Switch Lite. Like, you guys have no idea how willing I am to just keep playing my Switch Lite. You have no fucking clue.
I know.
No, I'll keep the Switch 1 version, guys. Thanks. I have it on PS5.
It's just like, come on, guys. Like, what are you doing?
Dude, and the shitty thing though is that the Switch version does have a 60 FPS mode. They just locked it out. Remember? like if you go into the files and you just like delete some of the hex files, boom, you got a 60 FPS version that runs just fine on the Switch 1 already. The Switch 1 can run it in 60 FPS. This is a fucking ripoff right here. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
You guys know that I don't like saying words like this, but like, that's a ripoff right there. I'm so mad. I'm sticking with my Steam Deck. Sorry. I'm glad I didn't order the Switch 2. God.
Dude, Sega's getting their paycheck, dude. They think they're Nintendo. and they think they can get away with stuff like that.
They're starting to get their britches. They're like, hey, we got movie franchises that are popular now. Sonic's back, you know. Yakuza's selling well, Persona's selling well, and now they're like, hey, we got all this great IP. You know, you gotta start paying double, not even premium. You gotta pay again.
Yeah,
man.
Like, how crazy is that Nintendo's offering upgrades for like $10 or whatever?
That's
but
crazy.
Sega isn't doing it for Sonic.
For Sonic Cross Shadow Generations, which is a great game. Remember, I said that the level design and the platforming is like on par with Astrobot. Astrobot just has like way more shit going on, but like, you know, what's there in Shadow Generations is excellent. But not if I have to buy it twice for a thing that already exists on the original card. That's awful. Wow.
Yeah,
I'm livid, Brad. I'm glad that you brought this story up.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
Yeah. You're like, oh, I want to see Gene's reaction.
I saw this and I was like, oh, Gene's gonna be pissed when I saw that.
you were right on the money right there. You pushed the button. Pushed the button. Sega, you pushed my buttons right now.
Yeah, you fucked up, Sega. Yeah. Big mistake, dude.
All right, sort it out, Sega.
Yeah, sort it out, man.
Yeah.
Don't do that, man. Come on. Especially when you're not putting the whole game on the cart either. It's like, get fucked. Don't do that. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Switch 2 magazine. I'm going to read this part from Video Games Chronicle. Nintendo has released a new issue of its Nintendo official magazine celebrating the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2. The magazine, which is available digitally now, will be available physically next month in select retailers, includes advertising information for the Nintendo Switch 2 and its currently announced lineup of games. Detailed diagrams of the Nintendo Switch 2 console, the Nintendo Switch 2 Joy-Cons, and some of the accessories are also included in the magazine. The magazine's content is almost identical to the magazine being distributed to players at Nintendo Switch 2 experience events around the world. It's currently unknown if this magazine will be released physically outside of Japan. So I linked some of it here, and you could see it on the Japanese website.
I'm looking at this magazine right now.
Yeah, I want to. I need to like go through a lot of this.
Playing Switch 2.
Yeah, but some cool information on there, kind of showing some stuff about it. Obviously, I can't read any of it, but I do miss the days of gaming magazines, so it's cool to see this kind of stuff, at least digitally available.
I'm definitely we gotta magazines. Yeah, Brad, you miss game magazines?
Gay magazines?
Game magazines, yeah.
Maybe
game magazines.
Video game magazines I miss. But they have a thing on like
video game magazines, yeah.
Video game. They have a thing on Duskbloods here, just showing some artwork and stuff like that. I'm looking
at the Duskbloods thing right now. This is a cool magazine. I would like a copy too.
Yeah, hopefully we get a translated one. But yeah, just give me some information on games coming to Switch 2. I always forget Wild Hearts is coming to Switch 2. It's very funny.
Oh, that's right. Holy shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm very surprised about that. E's also there. I hope Professor Layton's good on there.
Whoa, I need to Hollow Knight right here in print. You can't get out of it now, guys. Team Cherry.
Yeah, it says 2025 on there. No excuses now.
Yeah, no deleting print. Okay.
And James Bond, Project 007. So we shall see. But yeah, if you guys want to take a
for Split Fiction. Yeah. The Duskbloods gets a whole page to itself.
Yeah. So if you're a listener and you want to take a peek,
a whole 2-minute spread on Dragon Drive, and there are no other new characters. They're all Halo ODST characters.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on with that game, man.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's gonna be a weird game.
Nintendo Concord right there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Imagine if they spent that much money on Dragon Drive.
Concord, $400 million on.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
Jesus. Good thing Pokemon's still making money.
Oh yeah, Pokemon will forever make money. I feel like they could, like, make a Pokemon game and literally just put boogers in it when you open the case, and people would buy it.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, it's Boogermon.
Boogermon, yeah. This is a scratch and sniff too.
Yeah,
and it's like 1 gig. You know, you have to download the rest of the game. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, come on, Micah. You tell me you wouldn't be down for Boogermon?
I would not, but you reminded me of one of the worst GameStop experiences I ever had. I actually think it was my copy of Dragon Ball Origins. It arrived and the cartridge was covered in chocolate. And The thing was, I was out of stock everywhere, so I cleaned it up and I kept it.
Oh,
but I was like,
man.
this is the quality you're sending me of a used game right now. It was just covered in
Mhm.
chocolate. I cleaned her up. She looked great afterwards, but I couldn't believe that they would actually ship that out to someone. Not even just take a Q-tip to the damn thing.
Yeah,
Like,
some guy
really?
just looked at it and just be like, meh,
This
shuts
is
it.
fine.
Yeah, send
Yeah.
it off. Another GameStop success story, baby. Love it. So over the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about the GameCube controller. Some conflicting information. One time I heard not supporting it, then someone said it may support it. And we got an official source here. Nintendo Life asked Nintendo about this specifically. Quote, Nintendo Life said this: "Can you confirm if the new Switch GameCube controller will work with the original Switch and if it will be usable with games outside of Nintendo GameCube Classic Games app?" And Nintendo responded and said, "The Nintendo GameCube controller is designed for use with the Nintendo GameCube and Nintendo Classic collection of games and is an optional way to play those games, since it doesn't have all the buttons and features found in other controllers that can be used with the Nintendo Switch 2 system. There may be some issue with playing other games. Nintendo Switch GameCube controller can only be used on Nintendo Switch 2 and is not compatible with Nintendo Switch." So I'm assuming that means if you played Mario Sunshine on there, you could have GameCube support, but you can't use this wireless one on a Switch 1 version of that. So a lot of games should still technically work with it. It might be case by case basis, as they're saying, but you might be okay if you're looking forward to playing more GameCube game or more games with the GameCube controller, like Smash, maybe you might be okay. So just keep an eye out for each game, I guess, if you're interested about this case by case basis. But good to get some kind of clarification from Nintendo right there. Just wanted to get that out there since we've talked about it a couple weeks. Let's see here. Platinum Games is hiring for an online action game. Gene, I'm curious about this. Since you just see you shaking your head out of the corner of my eye. This seems to be working on multiple projects at the moment. We have spotted job listing for game designer. Oh, I'm sorry. This is from Tech for Gamers, by the way. They're the ones who found this. And they found someone, a game designer list job listing. So it's an online action game in the works at the studio. So according to the desired skill section of the job listing, the team is seeking to hire someone with experience in online action games. This part is emphasized twice, practically confirming that this is an online live service title. So we know they're working on Ninja Gaiden 4, which looks cool, kind of in their wheelhouse, action single player game. But we all remember Babylon's Fall, which they had a heavy hand in developing, and it was a shit show, a disaster, a dead game. Gene, how does this make you feel with them going back to it?
How does it make me feel? I truly believe now that Platinum Games is has broken the 4Bs curse of Blizzard, BioWare, Bethesda, and Bungie, all falling from the graces of the early 2000s. Some of the greatest companies, right? They made the greatest games. Now we got P here. We got a P word here, and Platinum, and this.
Yeah.
It's like BioWare, honestly. If anything, it's like if BioWare made Anthem, and to be fair, Anthem was even more successful than fucking Babylon's Fall.
It's true. Yeah,
like that's crazy that's crazy that as a disaster of that Anthem was, that Anthem still sold a lot of copies, and went on for like a year, and like people played it versus like nobody playing Babylon's Fall. So it's like if BioWare like came off the disaster of Anthem and they're like, oh, we should just try it again, totally. And that's what Platinum Games is doing. Like, what, Inaba? What is your brain thinking here? What is going on? If your company can really only work well with other IP, a la Metal Gear Revengeance, a la Transformers Devastation, all fantastic games, Nier Automata. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys literally made one of the greatest games of all time, Nier Automata, right? But that wasn't your property. Maybe you should just keep doing that. Make another fucking Beautiful Joe, for fuck's sake. Why don't try that? Work with Capcom.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're already working with Tecmo on Ninja Gaiden, right? Mm-hmm. So Just go back and work with Capcom and make another beautiful Joe game. You clearly still talented studio. Bayonetta 3, I had huge issues with. I hate Bayonetta 3. I hate that game. You know, I hate it like as much as I hate Hellblade 2. Like both games are horrible to me, right? But like there's still competency in how that game was an action game. You know, it was still a good action game. The story is like despicable.
It's not good. Yeah, the story's not good.
But the action was pretty good, so you can still make good ass action games. I don't understand this. I don't get it. It's like Bungie, like, but why Bungie? Why are you? Oh, I played Marathon for a little bit.
Oh, you did play Marathon. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, what'd you think?
I fell asleep while playing it.
Good sign. Nice.
So I was very tired, so I don't want it to be a complete judgment on the game. I played it for like a good hour and a half, and I literally just fell asleep in the chair, like with the controller in hand.
All right.
Woke up like 45 minutes later, looking at the exfiltration screen, and being like, wow.
Well, you'll have to run it back when you're not so tired.
I'll try it again, but it is an extremely slow extraction shooter. It looks horrible. It looks.
Does it? Damn.
Dude, it looks like fucking shit, dude.
Dang.
This is. I can't believe they're showing this. That's the thing. Like, whose idea was it to show this to people, like in public? You know, like, why is this public right now? Like the skybox, it looks like a gray box. It looks like I'm playing a gray box game. You know, so like it is like deeply in alpha. So I don't know where the actual game is, and I don't know how old this version of the game is that they sent out. But it certainly feels old and completely unfinished. Like you look at the lighting, there's like no lighting outside. Like just all flat grass.
So it's, very early alpha then.
Yeah, very early alpha.
Oh, they said pre-alpha. So yeah.
Yeah. Very, you know, there's barely any like action going on, you know. Like you run into a robot like every few minutes, you know. You go pew 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 and then it explode. And then so I'm like, man, Bungie, like, you know, I still like the art style and the lighting interior is really good. So you can tell that like maybe they are still working on it, right? Yeah. But it's like, man, as I'm walking around and I'm like, the vibes are still good. And it's like, why don't you just make this a single player game with multiplayer aspect? You know, I don't understand. Like, I feel like the hype would be so much bigger for this game if people were like, Bungie is coming back to single player. Look at the hype that Expedition 33 has right now. It's a fucking turn-based game, you know, and I can't even buy it on GameStop, you know. Everyone is talking about how great this game is. Oh my god, like it's so fucking annoying. Oh my god, turn-based gaming is back. It's always been around, but look at the discourse. Look at how people have been missing this style of game in certain spaces, and it's like, dude, people are desperate for a cool physical-based Bungie game. That's like a nice meaty story, a nice campaign, an awesome world to explore at your own pace. But they're not making the game for me, so I don't know. But I'll have to keep trying.
They're doing other games, like that Project Gummy Bears thing, I think.
That's true.
Is that Marathon? Well, I think they were doing something else, so we'll see. Yeah, but I'm sure this is not their only game.
Some sci-fi, colorful shooter or whatever like that. I have no idea, but whatever. We'll see. So, but yeah, I don't think Marathon is supposed to be the end all be all for Bungie. I don't think this is supposed to be their silver bullet to save them or whatever. It's just a project that they're pushing out, and you know, it's in alpha state. It's not really good, but I'll keep playing. You know, it goes on till May 4th, so you know, a couple more days.
All right.
But yeah, that's what I'm getting when I hear this news, man. Platinum Games is going the way of Bungie, and it's like, why? Look around you. Look at the trash fire around you, Inaba, and think for a second. You
know. They mentioned in the same job list, and it also mentions open field games. My guess, Gene, this is gonna be a gacha game, like Genshin or something, or like Weathering Waves. That's what they're gonna try to do.
Not the worst idea, because all those games are like copying Platinum games, basically. You know, they're all combat like character action games. They're all Devil May Cry like games, right? Bayonetta like games. So it's like, why not? I'm sure Platinum is looking at it as like, why the fuck is everyone ripping us off and making all this money, and we can't do the same shit too? You know,
right?
I totally get that, but I don't know. Oh, I also don't want you to make a Genshin Impact, you know?
Yeah. Hey, at least Ninja Gaiden looks cool so far.
Yeah. At least we got Ninja Gaiden, so we'll wait for that. So,
all right. This happened today, but EA announced a bunch of layoffs. I think I have the original thing here from Jason Schreier and Blue Sky. He wrote, quote, breaking, Electronic Arts is laying off between 300 and 400 staff, including around 100 at Respawn, and canceling a Titanfall extraction shooter that was in early development, according to people familiar. Pretty 100 at Respawn. I feel like Respawn is always in a good spot usually with their games. They usually do well. They usually sell pretty well. So it is surprising, I guess, to see layoffs. I mean, I'm not a dev, so I don't know what's like on the ground floor there, but 300 to 400 at EA, it's not a small number of people. I know EA is a big company, but still, it's a lot of people. Not thrilled to see it. Titanfall just can't catch a break, no matter what it does anyway. And it's just like, man, I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. I'm not sure. Hopefully Battlefield's good, but Micah, how does this make you feel?
I mean, here's the thing. At first, I was like, canceled Titanfall game. Oh no, because like I love Titanfall, and it's like extraction shooter. It's like good. I don't want that. Make a regular ass Titanfall game. Why are we doing this? Like, I understand that the whole point, like Gina's saying, it's like, oh, basically, company A says like, wow, company B is making so much money doing that. I bet we could do that. But it's not that simple. And I don't understand how people who like, you know, their job is to make money and to make games. I don't understand how they can't just say like, you can't just slap a skin on something and say like, well, we made an extraction shooter. And it's like, well, yours sucks. Mm-hmm. And like theirs is good. And that's why it works. You know, like that's the whole point is like you make these games really good. They couldn't turn around and make what you do in an excellent fashion. But it's like, that's just not how companies operate. These companies want to all be in on the biggest thing. But the problem is they're not all good at making the same things. It's the point. That's the whole point. Like, I'd be furious, you know, to find out it's like, oh, we're not making another Persona. It's going to be a Persona extraction shooter. I would literally explode, okay? I would literally rip out my own organs, okay? I'd be so upset. So I hate this. Make a regular ass Titanfall game. Now I'm going to be waiting 10 more years for that to come out.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what I'm actually upset about.
Yeah.
It's just the fact like, this is what you've been working on the whole time? This is bullshit.
The thing I'll say is they know how to make first person shooters and multiplayer ones. I don't want
an extraction shooter, Bradley.
I know. I'm thinking from a business perspective right here. If I'm a suit right now, okay? They made Apex Legends, which is fucking humongous, which is technically in the Titanfall universe. As weird as that is.
So they already have one.
There's a whole other genre for them to conquer, is what they're thinking right now. Because there is no like. The biggest extraction shooter I can think of off the top of my head is Tarkov. And it's a very not easy game to get into. You have to go through the company's like own launcher and everything like that. Like you can't play it on Steam. It's not on consoles or anything like that. So there is room. And it's like kind of maybe why Bungie's doing this. There is room for a mass market appeal extraction shooter out there. There's someone hasn't filled it yet and everyone's trying to get to it. Now, I wish we would get Titanfall 3 as well. I would be like, cool. Just don't release it the same time as Battlefield, you dumb fucks. Then maybe people would buy it.
Maybe we stagger our properties. Maybe we plan things out.
Yeah, it is very weird that it's just like, we're going to do everything in the Apex Legends, the Titanfall universe, but we're not going to give you an actual Titanfall game. It's very weird to me. It's like, why not just make it like a new thing or something? I don't know. Maybe they would incorporate characters or something, I guess, from the other games. Maybe.
Because, like, I don't want them to... It is like, dude, you have Apex Legends. Well, why would I want every game to be that? Then you're pulling from that player base, are you not? Like, don't you want two different player bases? You have the people who like this and the people who like that. Mm-hmm. And they're both going to buy each one?
I will say...
Like, why would you want to have two competing titles, kind of?
Apex Legends makes way more money than any single player FPS they could ever do. I mean, I know Titanfall is multiplayer, but like Titanfall 1 and 2 combined doesn't even come close to how much money Apex is making. And it's about profit for them in a lot of these ways.
Oh, absolutely. But
so
it's like, I don't know, man. For people like me who have zero interest in Apex Legends, you're also not going to get my money for the Titanfall skinned Apex Legends.
I think they know that.
You know, so like you're just losing me 100% as a customer at this point. I'm the person who's only going to buy, you know, like Titanfall, kind of the Call of Duty-ish style. Like that's what I want. That's my type of multiplayer game. If you don't make one of those, then you've lost my money completely as a customer because I'm just not going to buy either of them. And that's kind of what my point is. Like, well, if you already have those customers, do you not still want the rest of us who aren't interested in that gameplay? But they're like, no, we just want to fuck around, and now we're only going to sell games to these people, basically.
Well, probably because it's more financially lucrative for them, way more.
Yeah,
they're like, you could keep your $60. We don't give a fuck. We're gonna get thousands out of people.
I can't. You know what? I can't fucking wait till they fucking fail.
I know.
Well, you know what? I hope Respawn. I hope the whole office burns to the ground for what they've done to me.
Because it's Respawn's fault. It's their fault.
You know, I'm upset.
Well, we got games like Dead Space, single player game, great game. Apparently, not enough people bought it. I don't know what I don't know what the fuck was going on with their expectations or whatever.
Dead Space is too weird. What are you getting into like religion for? What the fuck was that?
Crazy, I thought it was going to be a space horror game.
I thought it was going to be a cool space horror game.
It is.
It got fucking weird, bro. It got fucking weird. And I was like, this is strange. This story got so off the rails. I just thought it was going to be a cool space horror game.
It is a cool space horror game.
Kind of is for like the first half, and then it gets fucking strange, dude. I don't.
I have no idea.
That game got weird. The whole time I'm like, this is not what I expected.
The whole cult with like the necromorphs,
weird stuff with your wife. I'm like, I'm not liking any of that. Who cares about wife? We're trying to fight monsters.
Oh,
Who
that's true.
gives a fuck about wife?
I do hate the dead wife trope. I mean, granted, this came out in the early 2000s, where like dead wives were everywhere, right? There was the whole thing.
Yeah, it's what I call a Jessica game. Your dead wife, dead girlfriend, something like that. Guy dumped. It's a Jessica game, man.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Jessica dumped me, right? So
yep.
Which is funny because Jessica is actually the name of my first girlfriend who dumped me. So
dude, like, super relatable. There we
go.
So
like you were fucking dead on like right on target with that one, buddy.
Got it. All right. Well,
and then Respawn is, and speaking of Marvel for fucking Disneyfication again, is Respawn are just stuck in the fucking Star Wars minds. I don't want another.
I don't want them stuck in there forever.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we got more Apex Legends, and we're going to be continuing the Star Wars Jedi series. I'm like, I don't want to fucking care. I don't fucking give a shit about Jedis. Fuck those people.
I want one more Jedi game. You need one more.
No, I'm good.
I need one more after those two. You got to finish off.
You are on the wrong side of this, Brad.
It's a good game. It's a good game.
They are good games. They made 2 good games. That's enough. I'm good.
You can't just end it there. You got to have one more with how it ends. You got to have one more.
One more, he says. One more. He'll keep saying that, Gene, for 10 more fucking years. Brad will be like, I mean, 3 more.
Here we are. We're still making more.
You just finish Cal's story. That's all you got to do. I don't want them to make Star Wars games forever.
Spin off, and they're going to have a third game, and then in the third game, you're going to meet a new character, and then they're going to get their own trilogy. It never stops, Bradley. Yes. You have to stamp out the cockroaches.
It'll be a spin-off starring Deborah Wilson. She gets her own whole ass game. Everyone's complaining about too much Deborah Wilson. Watch out. She's going to be
coming in
now for
Star Wars.
I'll support good games.
What does this mean? The woman from Will and Grace?
No, the actor Deborah Wilson. I mean, is she in Will and Grace? I don't know. She was on Mad TV and stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
She was telling me she's in Star Wars games.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, she's in everything. She's going to be in Death Stranding too.
That's not this person. Who the fuck is that? Who's from Will and Grace then? Who's that lady?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about right now, Mike.
My goodness.
Yeah, like who's the white? Oh, that's Deborah Messing. I've never seen this Deborah Wilson person before in my life. You're telling me. All right. Anyways, you're telling me this for the first time right now.
Yeah. Well, guess
also,
what?
breaking news, speaking of selling games, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 just tweeted, "We are aware that we have sold out of physical editions at various retailers. Yep. Our distribution partners are looking into restocking. Sorry, the demand has been higher than expected in many regions. Please stay in touch with your local stores for more info. Tomorrow comes."
There you go, Gene. So just keep an eye out.
They responded to I tweeted it out, and they're like, "Oh shit, Gene's talking about."
We better fucking get this shit in order if Gene's talking about
it. Send out a tweet. So I was like, "Whoa, they listened to me. That's great, awesome. Thank you guys."
Well, you're never getting another Titanfall game again, so I hope you're happy, Micah.
You're never gonna get
Everything you love is never
That's
coming
fine.
back.
I hope they all get fired for that. all
Titanfall.
right? If I can't be happy, neither should they.
Bloodborne, we'll never get a Bloodborne remaster. Like whoever is making sure that we never get Titanfall 3, like a story-based Titanfall 3, we'll never get another Bungie game. We'll never get another Bloodborne.
Right.
What else? Half-Life 3. Half-Life 3 is already like gone.
I mean, people have been talking about that for so long.
Yeah,
we have to admit that it's just not happening.
It's a meme now at this point. It's a
I
meme
would
now.
say it's a meme until we got Half-Life Alyx, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but
this kind of is like Half-Life 3 or 2.5.
Pretty much is Half-Life 3, honestly. Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like that's like okay, that Malaysia flight goes missing, right? And like 10 years later, they're like, hey, we fucking found a piece, but that's all we got. They haven't found the plane, like they found a chunk of it. That's all. That's what Half-Life Alyx is. Like,
but it's still
that's
a piece.
all you're gonna get. They're not finding that fucking plane. All right.
Yeah, I know.
It's over.
Dude, I want Team Fortress 3, and I'm never getting that game. That's what I want. I don't give a fuck about Half-Life 3 compared to that. I would much rather have that game.
Wow.
So I'm fine with that. Half-Life's great though. Don't get me wrong. And Alyx was amazing, awesome game. But it's over. Everything you love is dead, Micah. Time to grow up. All right. Time to real adult things like Star Wars. Okay.
Oh God, I'd rather swallow a pencil than start getting into Star Wars.
You would probably do that
point.
Anyways.
Can I talk about though the taste of like a Ticonderoga #2 pencil?
No.
All right, like you remember, remember Bradley.
No, I didn't get lead
like you don't.
You okay?
That's not. You don't get lead poisoning from pencils. They're full of graphite, Bradley.
You're probably
Learn
eating
your
paint
periodic
or some
table.
That's probably why you got it. I wasn't tasting things like that. Okay.
It was magazine pages. It was Time magazine. May have been National Geographic mixed in there as well. All right.
Very toxic.
It was.
All right.
Apparently.
Let's cheer Mike up a little bit right here with some of the closing questions from the audience. Is one specifically for her. If you want to write in the show, I post a thread every Sunday on our Patreon, patreon.com/laststandmedia. If you want to write in, we'd love to see you there. All right. This is from Adam Niskic. Hey, Punchers. Micah, as a native Texan and avid barbecue lover, I enjoy hearing about your ventures with both the grill and smoker. I've never gotten into smoking my own food, mostly because I can throw a rock and find good barbecue here. But I've been grilling since I was around 12 years old. I must ask, have you ever heard of the grill gun? I discovered its smaller brother a couple of years ago, and it's been a game changer. I can start a big pile of charcoal in about 2 to 3 minutes, and by the time I get back outside after seasoning the food, the grill is nice and hot. I highly recommend either one if you've never tried it. Also, thanks for the tip/reminder about the in-store pre-orders at GameStop. Showed up about a half an hour after they opened and easily got the bundle reserved. There you go, Adam. All right, Micah, what do you think about this? What did he say it was? Like the smoking gun?
The grill gun.
The grill gun, that's it.
Yeah, these propane torches are pretty popular. There are a couple different ones. The one that I had heard of before was the Flame Saber by Royal Oak, a much scaled down, much scaled down version. This is very affordable, and it's just like a very strong lighter essentially to get things going. And I've seen people use those to start like lump charcoal and stuff. I just don't want to mess with propane, man. It scares me. I'm perfectly. The thing about using charcoal is that it's like, yeah, you just need to budget the time for it, like preheating your oven. I know it takes my oven 15 minutes to get to 425. I know it takes my coals 17 minutes in the chimney. It's just a matter of budgeting in that preheat time. This would be clutch for if I mistime things, or if Colin was like, oh, can we eat a little bit early tonight? And sometimes I'm just like, no, because it's going on the grill and there's no rushing her, but this would be cool for that. But I probably, if I was going to get one of these, I'd probably get the Flame Saber. It's a little cheaper, a little less scary. It's like a refillable lighter, thinking of like a Zippo type thing. It's a little less intimidating than the grill gun. But I'm glad that he's having such success with it.
So Hank Hill would hate you, is what we're saying.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a charcoal, the thing is, I am afraid of propane for the fear of it. Like, I just saw a post on Reddit last week of some dude like completely burned his eyebrows off. All right, user error, but gas grills are fucking scary, dude.
Yeah.
But I love the taste of charcoal. I do think like Hank Hill's motto, taste the meat, not the heat. I want that smoky charcoal flavor. It's a facet of grilling.
I agree with you.
Hands
I
down.
do like the way charcoal tastes.
And they're all different. Like when I buy the oak briquettes, you really taste the difference. When I buy Jealous Devil and it's like this South American hardwood they use, you really taste the difference. So I love the variety that you can get, and of course you throw on wood chunks and stuff like that, but it just is like not charcoal for me is about the flavor. It's not superiority. No. But it is about the flavor that I prefer.
No.
Okay. Cool.
Well, because I don't want to knock propane. Like propane grills are for most people the weekday like workhorse because you are like super busy. My work schedule though is weird, so I can, and we eat late anyways. We usually eat at like 8 o'clock, so like I can fire up the grill at 7 p.m. and I have like an hour till dinner's ready. But most people don't have that luxury, and I completely understand that.
Sure.
You got hungry kids screaming. You want that food as soon as possible.
That's true. Cool. Very nice. All right. This is from the Snack Squatch. Hey guys, today, April 27th, is the 25th anniversary for Majora's Mask and the 20th anniversary of Star Fox 64. If you have any gaming memories with these titles, what are they? I'm currently getting ready to play Majora's Mask for the first time on my 3DS, and Star Fox 64 still holds up amazing today. With that being said, Nintendo, bring back Star Fox or at least give us Adventures and Assault on NSO. Thanks for all you do, and don't forget to do a barrel roll. All right. So, Mike, I know you don't have memories probably with either of these games, right? You weren't really playing N64. Well, you have Majora's Mask. You own it, though, don't you, on 3DS?
I do have it for 3DS. Haven't played it yet. I do have memories of watching Game Grumps play Majora's Mask. It's one of their funniest series, okay? It's when I learned how much Dampy sucks, because they're just screaming at him. He has to, I think there's a section he has to, follow you through, a cave or something.
Oh my God.
And they're just screaming. They're screaming. They're so, because he, at some point just stops, and, Aaron realizes he's gone, almost to the exit. He's like, wait a minute, he's not here. And they go back and get him. No, I have not played it myself yet. We're going to get there. We're absolutely going to get there. But I am a big fan of the Game Grumps playthrough. Go check that out if you haven't.
Okay. Gene, what about you, though? Memories of these two games?
Yeah, with Majora's Mask, Star Fox 64, it was cool. I wasn't, the biggest fan of it. I have a much more stronger affinity for Star Fox for the Super Nintendo. That was mind-blowing, the Super FX chip and everything.
Yeah, at the time. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, but after a while, after 3D shoot fighter games, I played Star Wars TIE Fighter. Star Wars games were cool back then, by the way, But TIE Fighter, a lot of cool fighting games, Ace Combat, of course. So at that time, I was like, Star Fox is whatever. But Majora's Mask, though, I have my Zelda ranking on the Washington Post, and I still stand by it. Tears of the Kingdom is not on it, but Breath of the Wild is number 1. Majora's Mask is number 2. It was, for the longest time, my favorite game of all time. It's definitely my favorite. It was definitely my favorite Zelda game of all time. It was a strange mix of Shenmue and Zelda, and Twin Peaks. It was inspired by Twin Peaks as well. Which is funny because Majora's Mask. Did you ever play Deadly Premonition?
No, I've never played it. I know what it is. I just never played it.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Deadly Premonition is a mystery adventure game that is made by Swery65, and it is incredibly janky. It has the worst combat system in a horror game of all time. But it takes place in a small town where there's a bunch of murders coming around. And the most fascinating thing about the game design is that every single person in the town is going through their own routine. They go to work, and you can as a detective, you can actually watch other characters leave home, and you're following them in their car, and then you go see them at work and shit like that. It was mind blowing Like you really had to like pay attention like what the world and what people are doing in the game to really succeed. And I was like, whoa, this is just like Majora's Mask. Because Majora's Mask requires you to get a whole completion. You really need to know the ins and outs of every single character's routines in the town, Clock Town. Clock Town is one of my favorite towns of all time because of that. People are rising and falling in the day, and it's only 3 days, right? So that's why the N64 was able to program all these interesting routines for all of these NPCs to go through, and they're going through their stories throughout the 3 days, and you have to quote unquote save each one by solving each of the side quests, by really understanding their routines and their schedules and everything like that. So fascinating, and that to me, that's what made the game so much more fun. You get the ultimate mask, the fierce deity mask in that one. And that one basically turns you into like a god version of Link that can shoot out like lasers out of his crazy ass god sword. So that just made like the combat so much cooler. It was only during boss battles, unfortunately, but still so fun. You get a fairy sword in that game, so it's super long and like awesome looking. You get a little baby Epona that you can wander around. It has the original overworld Legend of Zelda theme song, that was missing in Ocarina of Time. But in Majora's Mask, you hear it, da 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 da. It's just all there. You can get different powers depending on which mask you wear. You can turn into a Zora and just swim like a bullet through the ocean. The Deku Kid, you can just float around. So cool. So it's still one of my favorite games. I will play the hell out of a remake of it for sure.
I'll start with Star Fox just because I have a lot to say about it, but I do like Star Fox 64 a lot. I remember I got the Nintendo Power videotape of it before it came out. Many people have seen it, but it's where like a Sony and Sega guy kidnap a Nintendo employee, like make him give us all the secrets, and they were hyping up the rumble pack, which was sick as fuck when it came out. It came with the rumble pack, so I love Star Fox 64. It's my favorite one. I think it's awesome. Has really good replay value. Majora's Mask, I remember riding my bike to buy the game and playing it. I still think Majora's Mask is one of the best examples of reusing assets, because they just reuse like everything from Ocarina of Time a lot, same NPCs and all that kind of stuff, and they give it like the story in like an alternate kind of universe. They keep things very vague like that, which is cool, and I do like the tone and the mystery of it. Like Gene was saying, the side quests are really cool. I think they're really awesome side quests. Getting the masks is really fun. The whole day and like the 3-day system, I think is cool, and I like it a lot. I replayed it again like a couple years ago, and I do think it's lacking in some areas. I think it's kind of a poorly paced Zelda game in the main story way. Some of the stuff you have to do is very annoying to get to like the bay. I remember like you have to get the bombs, and you have to do the farm, and you have to do a bunch of like all these steps, and you have to collect the eggs, and it's just like this fucking kind of tedious and feels padded. I don't think the dungeons.
I forgot all of that. So yeah, it's been a long time.
I don't think the dungeons are very good. They're okay.
I love the dungeons though. What are you talking about?
The swamp dungeon, not very good.
The swamp dungeon's a miss.
The water one, I don't think is very good. The ice one's okay. I think that one's kind of cool. You get the roll run as a Goron. The stone tower,
dude,
is all right, but I hate in the game because you have to, especially the stone tower, you have to play the ocarina a lot to make these like statues of yourself to like hold things down. You have to do that a lot, which I think is kind of annoying. It reminds me of Wind Waker when you do the dungeons with like the companions and you have to do the song every time to play as them and switch between it or stuff like that. Just kind of like a little tedious. But I love a lot of the ideas in the game. And I think a lot of it's really cool. Like I like the masks. I think that's done really well. And I think the powers are really fun. Getting to play as a Goron and a Zora and a Deku Scrub is really cool. I just think some of the elements are a little weaker in a lot of ways. But for what the game turned out to be, for how long they had to work on that game, I think they did an incredibly good job. It's just not one of my favorites, but I still think it's very good. It's a very good game. And I understand why people think like say it's their favorite. It makes sense to me. It has a definitely unique vibe to it. I think that's really special. But just some of the gameplay stuff doesn't hold up for me in a lot of ways. But it's absolutely worth playing.
I think I remember enjoying the completion of the masks more than the base game itself, actually.
Yeah,
like
I think
the side quests, because the side quests are they're side
cool.
quests. They're pretty quick and short, and they make great use of the time mechanic. Yeah, I forgot a lot of the dungeons that you talked about, so it's like, oh man, I totally forgot about that. Oh yeah, the fucking statues. Yeah,
There's
that's
only
right.
4 in the
There's only
game.
4 dungeons. That's probably why I didn't mind it that much, is because there's only 4 of them, right?
Yeah, it's a short game.
Like,
it's still a long game, but yeah.
It's pretty long
only
still,
4.
but yeah.
Dungeons are always like a very important part to me in Zelda games. Like I hold them in high expectations, so when they're just okay, I'm like, wish for more, but
yeah,
still an awesome game. Still incredible game.
Which are your favorite dungeons, Brad?
Of all time?
Mm-hmm. Like, which game has the best dungeons?
Which game has the best dungeons? Yeah. Maybe, honestly, I think Skyward Sword has some of the best dungeons, honestly.
Ooh, that's interesting.
I think Skyward Sword's not great in a lot of ways, but I think the dungeons aren't really good. I think Twilight Princess has really good dungeons as well.
I was gonna say Twilight Princess, but
those
you know what,
the
Sansi, the dungeon in Skyward Sword is like next level. Like
it's fucking sick, dude, with like the time warping, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of cool dungeons in it.
Like when you're sailing through the sand ocean through time when there was still water, that's insane, right? Yeah, crazy. But Twilight Princess, I think, has the best overall dungeons, and that was the game that I didn't like that at first. But when it come down to it, I was like, man, the dungeon is.
There's a lot of good stuff in there. But it's like I like dungeons pretty much from all of them. There's like ones I can point to. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a sick dungeon. Like the Forest Temple in Ocarina of Time is one of my favorites. I don't think it's like maybe necessarily the best dungeon of all time, but it's one of my personal favorites.
Classic.
Yeah, I think it's super good. Like Wind Waker,
it's the Mario 1-1 of dungeon design, right?
Yeah, so, yeah. But that's why with like the newer Zeldas, I always like want more out of them. Like, you guys are nailing it in so many ways, but you need to go further with this again. You need to get back to the highs.
I know. Tears of the Kingdom got me so excited for dungeon design, and it's like you're almost there. You almost
you're getting better, but you still need to keep going.
Almost got it. Yeah, Wind Temple I think was pretty much like they nailed it right there in terms of like storytelling and like interesting design and puzzles, and you using like the special abilities for that game, right? Yeah, they were so close. They almost got it. Next game.
They got the world design down in those games a lot better than the past games. So now you just need to get back to the dungeons, and I'll be very happy. But me and Gene could ramble about this shit forever. So,
we could have a whole Zelda podcast for sure. Yeah.
Well, whenever the next one comes out, me and Gene will probably talk about it forever. Mm-hmm. We'll spare Micah if she's like falling asleep. Listen to us talk.
I'm the one who was a complete stand for Zelda Echoes while you guys were soft on it. All right.
Well, it's because I've played other Zeldas. My God, there's so many. It's a good game. I like Echoes of Wisdom. It just runs like dog shit. Game
they ever made.
It had some good ass dungeons too. It had some
fun dungeons. Really great dungeons. Excellent design. Wonderful.
It's a good game.
10 out of 10.
It's a really good game.
I agree, Micah.
It's a really good game.
Best Zelda they ever did. They should just stop right there.
All right.
Look, we got to play as Zelda. That's pretty awesome. So.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's an actual Zelda game.
Yeah, it's a real ass Zelda game.
All right, this is from Stormworn. What's up, lady and gents? Last week, I found myself the unexpected winner of a Switch 2 pre-order lottery. I'm in Korea, and that's how they do the pre-orders here. Naturally, I was excited, but after surveying the launch lineup, its quality seems to mostly hang on Mario Kart. For me, Mario Kart is fine. Sounds like Micah. But I never really got it. And that brings me to my question. What's one franchise you just really can't understand the appeal of? Animal Crossing? Fire Emblem? Chibi Robo? The Red Plumber himself? What is it about that you just can't vibe with? All right, Micah. What can you not vibe with from Nintendo?
How much time do we got? That's the thing. It's like, it's less about what can I not vibe with. It's just what I don't find fun. So I hate to say it, man. Like Mario Wonder, I was just like, I'm just not having fun. Like, I'm just not having fun.
You're not colorful. Like super into platformers.
I hate them. I fucking hate them. I just have to admit it to myself and everyone else.
You like Yoshi's Crafted World?
Yeah, I like those because
those
Kirby,
are right?
Easy.
Kirby, though.
You like Kirby, yeah.
They're easy.
Yeah, Kirby
there's a definite there's a definite difficulty meter in Nintendo platformers, and Kirby and Yoshi games are easy. They are. And I like those because it's kind of chill. You're just hopping around. Whoops, you missed a jump. All right, we'll just try it again. And in Mario, you missed a jump and it's like lava, death, doom.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, it's burning up.
Exactly. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, Charles. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to keep making you scream like this whole time. Imagine if the voice actors had to do it live and like you're just failing over and over. They just have to keep screaming. By the end of it, they're hoarse. He's just like, ah, like that's all that comes out. I just don't like them. Generally speaking, I don't really like platformers. I have to just admit that. And I'll stick with Kirby and Yoshi, but yeah, buying Mario Wonder, mistake.
Well, now
I
you
bought
know,
it
though.
because I was like, I should try it. And I hated every fucking second of it.
Do you think it's just 2D platformers you hate? You're going to give Donkey Kong a go.
I'm gonna give that a go. Very surprising for me because I fucking hate a ukulele type game. Hate. Like, I'm not into that.
Well,
either,
ukulele
man.
was like not super good.
I didn't even play that. I just mean like that type of game.
Oh,
Like your banjo kazooies, your ukuleles. I don't want any of that. People kept telling me you gotta play A Hat in Time. I don't like it. I don't like it. Like you have to understand. Like I could try a million of them. Like I just don't like it. Like generally speaking.
Okay.
So yeah, Mario in general. Like the platforming Marios. I know it's blasphemous. I know this is why they're like they demand that Dustin replace me, but I just don't like it.
Don't worry, me pick up the slack in that department. We're good.
I mean, I'm playing the Fire Emblems, dog. Like, come on, man.
Sure,
like,
she's playing the Fire Emblems, dog.
You want me to play fucking every single Nintendo game they've ever made? Like I'm the one who was like, yeah, I'm gonna check out Nobunaga's Ambition. I'm the one who's like, yeah, I'll check that out. All right, like, is that not enough for you people?
It doesn't. You have to play what people want you to play. That's all, Micah. You just gotta not have free will and not play what you want to play. Play what we want you to play. All right.
I'm kind of falling into the camp that we don't have free will, but that's a whole other discussion.
Yeah, okay.
For a whole other podcast.
It's like a Jaffe show.
Let's calm down. Like, I saw like a really convincing argument, and I was like, all right, yeah, I kind of don't think we have free will.
Mike is in her depression downward spiral arc about life.
Dude, the thing is, it's not even like depression. It's just kind of like your brain. The longest story short, your brain makes so many decisions that you are not conscious of, and it's essentially like, look, you're either gonna do this or not, but your brain has already decided it, and you're adding this like patina of whether or not you chose to do it. But the reality is, like, your fucking electric meatball in there, he already made the choice. He made that choice 3 hours ago. You're just kind of like, oh, I'll do this now, and I'm kind of like, that feels correct based off of life. That kind of feels accurate for a lot of things. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Gene. Nintendo franchises you just can't jive with.
It's hard to say because it's like, I don't jive with Pikmin, but I can understand its appeal.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem. I don't like Fire Emblem at all. I trust me. I've tried 3 houses, and I just I've like Marathon. I'm falling asleep. And it's like, oh, it's about the relationships. I am on record that I hate relationships in games.
You're like Maddie. Yeah.
Oh, Maddie too.
Yeah, Maddie hates romance in games.
I hate romance in games. Dude, there's even romance in Expedition 33, and I just rolled my eyes. I was like, whatever, dude. Just give me the special ability. Shut the fuck up, Come here and kiss me, and give me that special ability, That's why I liked in Final Fantasy 16, where it's like, oh, just give me that ability,
Yeah.
But it's like, so it's like, yeah, maybe Fire Emblem is the one where it's like, I also like tactical games, actually, and I wish the game was more about that, but it was like, it's so much about relationship building and like building your town and like that kind of stuff, and it's like, I'm just not gonna do this right now. I still kind of want to get into them, because again, like, I don't really have a franchise that I don't understand the appeal of. I understand the appeal of like I don't understand, like, this is probably not what Stormborn meant, but I'm sure you get why Mario Kart is popular. Like, you'd have to be stupid not to understand why Mario Kart is popular. Right. It's just not for you, if that's what you're saying, right? So that's why I'm confused with this question. It's like, is it because you don't understand why it's popular, or is it because you just don't get it? Like, it's just not for you, Because you have to understand why Mario Kart is popular.
Yeah.
Just like I understand why Fire Emblem is beloved, but it's just not for me. So I don't get it, but I get why others get it, you know?
Yeah, that's like with me with like Splatoon for one example. It's like I get why people like it. I just don't really enjoy it as much as I would want to. I've played like 2 of them. And I'm just like can't get super into them. I don't know why. One thing I was surprised about was Animal Crossing in the sense that I played Animal Crossing on GameCube and I was like, this is fucking sick. And I played some of it on like a 3DS. So I was like, this is cool. Then I got to the Switch one and I was like surprised with how little things have changed. And I'm like I remember I made a wrestling ring on my island. I had a wrestling ring and I couldn't just like walk in it. My guy would just roll on it, then roll out. And I was like, what is this? I was like, how is this stuff? What is this? I was like, how can I not interact with anything in this game? And the game's getting like insane scores. I'm like, I just don't fucking get it.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing's great. I'm like, I'm just surprised about like the lack of progress in this game and people are willing to give it a pass. Like the horrible island visiting in New Horizons or whatever, dog shit.
That was annoying. Was annoying. Especially during the whole era of COVID, you know, like our anxieties are already like at a maximum level, and it's like now you have to fucking worry about whether I'm gonna get on my fucking friend's island. You know, my friend that I can't.
Everyone's got to sit through a loading screen too.
Yeah, I can't even see my friend, so this is the only way I can fucking interact with them. And it's like you're just waiting for the goddamn loading screen. Oh, let me get your friend code. Oh, let me go to the fucking airport right now.
Friend codes, dude.
Do that, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, I wouldn't. I would never play another Animal Crossing ever again. That's for sure. Ever again.
Oh, really? Damn. I'm curious about it. Because I understand the appeal, and they did some cool things. I remember the new one, like terraforming. I think that was like a good idea. I'm like, okay, cool. You did something.
Hated it.
Why'd you hate the terraforming, Micah?
It's
too much freedom.
That was too much.
No, I hate designing the fucking
Minecraft,
town. I don't want to do that.
What are you playing Animal Crossing for?
You design a house. You design your house, Brad, not the whole world.
Furniture,
like,
you
we
got
did an Animal Crossing 1. We did an Animal Crossing 1. It's time to up the stakes. You got to do something different.
Exactly. I'm with Eugene of like I would be curious about the next Animal Crossing, but it's not an instant buy for me because I loved Animal Crossing 3DS. Dog, that was crack. Okay, I was waking up playing it before bed
or something.
It was incredible. Yeah, that was incredible
too. Yeah, and GameCube. Yeah, I didn't play the 3DS one. I did not play that one. So
yeah, and I did not get as into it on Switch. I was into it, but it wore off faster because I said there's not too much different. It just kind of wore off a bit.
Yeah.
But if the next Animal Crossing they announce, I'd be willing to see what they're gonna do with it. But it's got to be different.
I get you.
I'm kind of out at this point.
I'm in just because it's gonna be such an interesting moment in time in gaming.
It will be. Yeah. Okay.
Everyone is gonna be playing that game, and it's gonna be impossible to fun. It's going to be fun just to check it out with everybody.
You know what, Brad? I'm going to visit your island. I'm going to pick all your oranges. I'm going to leave you with shit.
Joke's on you. I will have nothing there. In fact, I'll chop down my trees so you can't do it.
Just a wrestling
ring.
Why
would you do that, Brad?
Just the wrestling ring.
You're just going to fucking like raise your whole island out
Pure
of spite?
Yeah.
I can't think about Animal Crossing though. It's just a traumatic game.
Does it not give you the worst vibes now? Because I think of it, I immediately do just think of lockdown and at my job at that time, we were getting like furloughed and it was this whole thing of just like horrible uncertainty and having to file for unemployment for the first time in my life. It was terrifying, and Animal Crossing brings all that up.
And then the government is telling you, don't go outside, millions of people will die. And sure enough, millions of people did die. So,
I lived alone in a studio apartment, and I would be alone 7 days a week.
Me too.
That sucks.
It was just literally hearing my neighbors like enter and exit the apartment. It's like there's still life out there. Me
too. That was I still can't believe we lived through all that shit, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wild.
Yeah. I think with just
Animal Crossing just reminds me of that shit.
Yeah,
it does.
When I think Animal Crossing, I just think of my time on the GameCube one with my friends and all of us like sharing the GameCube and like sharing turns and all that kind of stuff and writing each fucking letters. And
I still have my memory card from the GameCube. Yeah, my sister's village is on it.
But I still have the game, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know about the memory card anymore.
Yeah.
But
You're reminding me, Brad, of when I was playing it on GameCube, and one of my sister's friends was helping me because I was not really understanding the game. And she's like, "Why do you have all this trash in your inventory?" And she's like, "You don't need," and she was just like throwing out all the useless things that I just was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And she's like, "You don't want this, you don't want this." She's like, "You got to sell this stuff," because I had like a hoard of fruit. She's like, "Why aren't you selling it?" And she actually got me like up to speed in the game. It was so funny though, just the way she was like, "Why do you have all this trash?"
Clean your life up in Animal Crossing. All right. Let's see here. This is from Matt Kuriloski. Hello, Goonie Tunes.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's a good one.
For those of you who are into collecting physically, are you letting the status of the keycards change your physical gaming pickups for Switch 2? I have a robust physical Switch library, but I'm thinking of going all digital for Switch 2 since some games will need downloads anyway. It's hard to make this choice, but it's frankly easier than worrying about game cards going forward. Hope all is well, Maddie K. All right, Gene. We're talking about this. How are you feeling, man?
Yeah, I think, well, as far as we know, Nintendo games, they're really going to try to keep their games on card, right?
The first party games right now, yeah.
And I've started to kind of do that now with the Switch already, where it's like, I'm just going to stop buying the Switch copies of third party games. I'm just going to focus on getting the Nintendo, the Zelda, the Mario, the Donkey Kongs on card. That's probably where I'll keep it to that. Just really exclusive physical copies, and Cyberpunk every once in a while. Really interesting releases, Cyberpunk, and the ones that actually do give a shit about having the things on cart. So if that's going to be rarer, that's totally cool. I'm totally happy with that. Again, like I have Steam Deck here. Steam Deck has really helped me kind of like get used to like just having an digital library.
Yeah.
And just playing on PC in general, right? So I'm glad to have the option for physical cards. My brain's already. I'm getting so tired now. Like when my words are turning to mush. But I'll just focus on Nintendo first party. I'm totally with you. Like if it's unique games, like if there's a Metal Gear Master Collection that's all on cart, boom, like absolutely, I'll get that. But knowing Konami, they're probably fucking not going to do that
no
shit.
No way,
so,
dude. Suikoden 1 and 2 is not even. So it's like, yeah.
Fucking Suikoden 1 and 2 is not even on that shit, dude. So like, what the fuck am I saying? Metal Gear Master Collection all on one card. Fuck off, Gene. Like, that's not going to happen. Capcom doesn't even do that for their own games for Switch 1, Nope. I hate the Resident Evil Origin collection that has Resident Evil 0 and 1 because the only game on the cartridge is a shitty one, Resident Evil 0. Why the fuck is that the iconic Resident Evil 1 not on the cart? That's fucking stupid. There's the Resident Evil. They like Billy Cohen over 5 and 6, 4, 5, and 6, and only 4 is on the cart, which is good. I'm glad that 4 is on the cart, but I like 5 and 6 too. Sorry, Brad, were you going?
No, I said they like Billy Cohen a lot. That's why he's in 0. They're big fans of Billy.
Big fans of Billy and Rebecca.
Everyone
Chambers,
loves Billy. Yeah.
So Capcom doesn't even do that. They're already not doing that for Street Fighter 6, bro.
Yeah.
I would totally buy Street Fighter 6 for the Nintendo Switch 2 if it was all on cart, but it's not. For Street Fighter 6 I kind of understand because it's an online game.
Yeah, I get it.
Expanding, but like at least I have like the world tour on cart or whatever, and like the base like characters at least. But like I bought that shitty ass version of Mortal Kombat 1 on the Switch 1 just to have it, and like it is abysmal. You only get the versus mode, and that's it. You get 8 characters, and you get versus mode.
Wow.
That's like I don't think even arcade mode is even on there. There's definitely no story mode at all, So it's like
that sucks.
it sucks. It's the worst version. Like it's so shit, Like I only bought it just for the uniqueness of
the novelty of it.
Mortal Kombat, This is all shitty. It makes me very sad, but at least Nintendo is still putting their shit on cards. So I'll probably be dead by the time we all go all digital. By that time, like material things are worthless, right? So whatever.
That's true. I'm kind of like in a weird place too because I like to get Nintendo stuff physically. Like my Switch collection is pretty much all physical, especially first party. Like I want both Zelda games physical and Switch too, but it's like I don't know. I already got Mario Kart digital, so I'm like I don't know. Maybe I'll just go digital from now on. But the only thing that I'm paranoid about is like I'm like, what if the next Nintendo console is not backwards compatible with Switch 2 though? So everything will just be stuck on that. I won't have the whole catalog. So I don't know, man. I might just take the leap and go digital now because I'm already digital on pretty much everything else already because space has become an issue for all my games. So
same here too. I'm running out of space too. So that's why I'm like,
like I got shit in my garage. It's like, how much do I need to fucking have out there, man? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little tough. I mean, but I also regret it too because like I sold every single one of my CDs because of space because I moved to DC, right?
Yeah.
But then now I regret it, you know.
Yeah.
But then also where would I have it because I don't have space, you know.
You sleep on them. I mean, you pile them up and then you sleep on those. You don't need a mattress, Gene. You got to think about space.
Yeah,
that's true, Micah. Yeah, CD cases are very pretty.
That would be true squalor. Not even sleeping in my own shit, sleeping in my own fucking video games. You know?
Yeah,
that's like the examples of those like male living spaces, like subreddit. And it's like men will see a living room like this and say, "Hell yeah!"
Yeah, it's like a TV.
Have no issue with it. And it's like,
yeah,
well, you know,
I
don't know about that. Yeah.
Micah, how are you feeling about this right now? Are you conflicted at all?
Not really. Here's the thing. I collect physical games largely because I enjoy looking at a shelf and seeing a catalog of the things I've played. I enjoy looking and saying, here's the games I played across this console generation. I'm not the game preservationist person. I simply like having these cases on the shelf and being able to just at a glance look at my memories here, right? I don't want game codes in boxes. I hate that.
Yeah, that sucks.
But the game key card, having to download it. Look, man, if this is what I'm going to get this is what they're going to do and I'll still get something, fine. You can still trade these into GameStop. It's not a one-time use game key card. It is simply insert the card, you download it. You could still trade that in later. You can still share that with a friend. Because what I would absolutely be livid about is if it was like code in box.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that. I totally understand why people are upset. I would prefer that it is not this. It absolutely is cheap. We all know that it is just cheap, behavior by these companies. But I'm going to continue to buy physical games so long as, it's just like, as long as you offer it and it's not just a code, then I'm going to keep buying them because I do just want to have for the next, console generation, I can go and look and say, hey, here's all my Switch 2 games. I just like doing that. Right now, I go look at my Switch collection. I only own a couple digital games that just do not exist as physical games. And I like that and just having everything at a glance available for me to look at. So I'm not too bothered by it, really. But I really have to emphasize that I don't collect physical games because of game preservation. I collect them because I just like having them for me to look through later.
Sure. Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. Everyone's got their own reasons.
Yeah. I like looking at the game box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Cool. And that's one, that's one knock, one demerit against the game key cards is the boxes. It does mar the cover art. It's like, no, don't put it on the back of the box, but they must. Yeah. They must put it front and center. They must. Mm-hmm. But I wish it's like, dude, this is how it has to look. Because that's one big thing. They don't look as nice. That cover art where it has to say game key card at the bottom does not look nearly as good. You look at Donkey Kong's cover art next to Bravely Default's, it's no comparison which one's better, which one's more appealing.
Yeah.
They do a good job making you want digital only. That joke. But it's like, it's true though. It's like
they're pushing you towards it.
The boxes look fucking ugly, so.
Yeah, they
are absolutely pushing us towards it. It is just going to be inevitable. And that is why this might be the last generation that I'm able to collect physical for. And that's kind of why I'm going to keep leaning into it. We are seeing with Xbox fewer and fewer titles getting physical releases in the first place. I bought my Expedition 33 for Xbox. Who knows how many more I'll get to buy. Yeah. So it's happening. It's going to happen.
Yeah, it's happening.
And I am just going to say, fine, I'm going to keep buying these key cards because the reality is the companies don't even want to make these. You know that.
No, yeah, of course
they don't even want to make these for us. They're not willing to pay extra for the game on cartridge. They don't even want to do this. But I'm going to make them do it. For you and me and little Johnny out in Indiana, I'm going to buy the game key cards and I'm going to make them print more.
Yeah. I think I became less interested in physical as the packages themselves became cheaper. Like the no manuals. I remember that was a big deal. Like, it just like you used to get cool shit with games a lot. Like Gene, you would remember. We're old as fuck, so we remember a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's dude, like, you don't even get the epilepsy warning anymore in there.
I know. Yeah.
All right, they don't even print that out. They actually sometimes they print it on the back of the art.
Yeah.
No, they tell
like
you in
that's
the game.
The best you get.
They tell you in the game because it's cheaper to just make you wait 5 more seconds to play the game versus printing out paper.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
you don't get to play a good game now. You have to read all this shit about whether you could die or not.
Red Dead giving you a map. These days. What were we thinking? We lost $5,000 doing that. We made $10 billion, but it cost us. At what cost?
$1,000.
Yeah,
exactly. It's pathetic, man.
All right, this is from David.
It's definitely one of the angriest episodes we've had, I think, in a while.
Hey, you gotta have it every now and then.
We're getting
you gotta have one every now and then.
Dragon Ball, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I've been holding that in for a long time.
All right, this is from David Cotman. Hey, Punching Crew, we all know third party and even a few first party games have looked rough on Switch 1. But is there really a perception that this streak will continue with the Switch 2? We've seen third-party footage from Digital Foundry that indicates PS4 level quality, if not slightly better. Given the fact that most modern games are still releasing on last gen, isn't it possible these next third-party games and ports could still look good? I think third-party support will look okay for like a year or two, but then when PS6 and Xbox, I don't know where the fuck they're going to call it, comes out, the stink will rise once again. That Switch 2 is going to get nice and moldy from those third parties. Ripe. It's going to get some blue mold on it. Yeah, it's going to be nice and ripe for Micah. Some third party is going to look uggo on it. But for now, it's probably going to be okay. Because they're still putting stuff on PS4 and Xbox One. Like, they did like a port later of Jedi Survivor on PS4 and Xbox One, like a year after it came out for some reason.
Exactly, yeah. Because they didn't make enough money because they just laid off 300 people.
Yeah.
Because
so
because Disney cost them too much fucking money,
The licensing
the Disneyfication of video games is killing this industry, is killing jobs, We need to stop. Disney is no longer the golden ticket to millions and millions of dollars anymore, Watch, Bethesda's probably going to announce a bunch of layoffs pretty soon too,
Yeah, maybe.
Although Indiana Jones is selling better on PS5, so it's like maybe it's like don't fucking make an Xbox exclusive. So
yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to look at. I'm curious how much Survivor sold, but yeah, Micah, what do you think? You think you're gonna be on third party or playing third party stuff on Switch? I guess that's mostly what you play on. You play Xbox and stuff like that.
I do now that I have the handheld.
Yeah.
I mean,
so now that you have I guess the option.
So people, I want to word this as like non-confrontationally as possible because it's just not. The people who really care about graphics are not playing on Switch. Full stop. You're not. I know you're not.
You don't care.
And so all of the like acrimony about how Switch 2 looks, you are not going to buy this for Switch 2, and you know that, and I know that. If you're Captain Graphics, you're getting it for your PS5 Pro, you're getting it for Steam to play on your like massive rig, right? Like, we all know you're not getting it for Switch 2. Switch 2 is for people like me who don't care if Henry of Skalitz has no eyes. And sometimes he didn't. I need you to know how horrifying it is in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 on Switch that sometimes Henry has no eyes, okay? And I didn't care. And that's who it's for. And the first party games are going to look great. And that's 99% of the reason to buy a Switch 2 is the first party games. And if you don't admit that, you're lying to yourself. Because you are not buying this to play the best looking games on the planet. You're buying it to play Nintendo games. And I just don't care about graphics. So depending on the title, I'm thrilled to play a lot of third-party stuff on there. Like, I'll eat it up. I'll stink it right up. Like, throw me in the stink pile, man. I'll be right in there.
Rolling around like a pig in there, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's just disingenuous when I know that, like, the majority of people who are saying how bad Switch 2 graphics are not going to buy Switch 2 in the first place wouldn't dream of playing third-party games on it anyways. The
Right.
people who are buying this, like actually buying it and going to play third-party, we don't care. I'm going to make smart decisions. I'm going to make smart choices. I'm not going to try and play certain games on Switch too. That's for sure. Like, that's always been like how I operate. I'm not trying to play Call of Duty on the damn thing.
Yeah.
But that's also the luxury of having a powerful console and the not so powerful console and switching between them. But it's just completely disingenuous for people to be like, oh, it only looks like a PS4. And it's like, and you're the guy who has the fucking $15,000 computer. You weren't going to buy this anyways. You weren't. The fact that you're on Digital Foundry in the first place tells me that you were not going to touch a third-party game on Switch. Because then you know what? I have to be completely honest. I have never once, under my own power, clicked on a Digital Foundry anything. Because I don't give a shit
my own
about
power.
what games look like. No, I've only ever been exposed to Digital Foundry against my will.
Yeah.
So, like, I am the core Nintendo consumer, me.
Yeah.
And you people are not who they're trying to sell this to.
I'm a huge fan of Digital Foundry guys. I love them very much.
It's not a knock against them.
Of course, right? Yeah, I'm certainly not interpreting it as that. I think what Micah is presenting is a very important perspective that most people don't give a shit about what Digital Foundry thinks. Digital Foundry is really, really niche. Yeah, sure, their videos get like might get 1 million views. That's only 1 million views compared to like the entire
for worldwide game,
gaming. And like most of the videos will get a few 100,000. It's only a couple 100,000, tens of thousands of people that actually give a shit about, oh my god, well, 45 frames per second or whatever, the frame time skipping and everything. And most people don't fucking see that shit at all. Fuck, our own boss couldn't even tell what 60 FPS looked like. That's fucking crazy. That's still crazy, but like that's still proof that most people don't care. Which is so infuriating. Why Colin suddenly cares all of a sudden? But,
he got.
Well, now you can see it. He's oh god, that guy in the Bible, and he had the scales in his eyes, and they were like, get that shit out of your eyes, and he was like, whoa, I can see now, dog, and like that's Colin. Now I can see. Now he could see.
That's really funny. Yeah, Colin finally saw the light.
By that, I mean 60 I still
frames.
Can't see it. But he did.
Right.
Well, that's why Nintendo World Tour is for you guys, because there's a whole mini game where it's like, can you tell the difference between 60 FPS and 30 FPS?
Yeah, dude, that is a test. I cannot wait. I need a live reaction from Mike on that.
I don't want to do it.
I
don't want to do it.
She just keeps clicking 30 FPS on a 120 FPS bouncing ball.
It's awesome.
So funny.
No, that's the thing. I'm like, no, I think it's Paul. I think it's the Apostle Paul on the road. Was it like the road to Damascus or some shit he couldn't see?
I don't know.
It's been a long time, but I'm him. And I'm like, the dude's going to be like, yo, you can get all that crud out of your eyes. I'm like, no. I like seeing it this way.
I'm fine. Yeah, your eyes are all fucked up.
Okay.
But yeah, Mike is like, I'm not going to be playing a lot of third-party stuff on Switch too, but if I played handheld a lot, I probably would. I don't really play handheld though, so that's not for me, but I can see the appeal if you play handheld a lot. Like Gene plays handheld a lot. He loves that kind of shit, but he also has a Steam Deck.
He has a Steam Deck. He doesn't need this.
Right. But yeah, I am there. Like I've been with every Nintendo console. I am there for the exclusives, what they got going on.
Why are you holding up a Wii Fit balance board over there?
Yeah, that thing's fucking huge. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like my cover and everything like that. It's all fancy.
You could hit a burglar with that. A home intruder would stand no chance.
Got a license for that thing, Gene? Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, I would be sad if I lost this. I'll just buy another one,
All right. Final write-in right here. Crimson Sun wrote in, hello, Punching Up crew. It seems the homebrew channel, the Wii channel that lets you emulate and mod Wii/GameCube games has ceased development under the false guise of Verisimilitude 2. How do you say this, dude? This is from Verisimilitude. That's from Claire Obscure. He said, thanks for the word, Claire Obscure. It appears key figures in the Wii homebrew community stole code from Nintendo and other projects, with one of the developers saying the Wii homebrew community was all built on top of a pile of lies and copyright infringement. They stole proprietary Nintendo code and removed all attribution and copyright information. There's some needy in-depth information if anyone out there wants some more detail about. That's the TLDR about it. I use this channel on my Wii to speedrun games and mod Super Smash Bros. Brawl with skins and play the community cult game Project M, which made Brawl more like Melee. This news kind of sucks, though I'm personally not using it anymore. I never gave much thought about where the code came from. We had Yuzu being silly with paid Patreon and Discord trouble, and now the homebrew channel. The shadow of these emulator scenes grows even larger. I don't know if you have any thoughts about this or experience with these Nintendo emulators. Well, I'll hang up now and not hang myself. Have a nice day. All right, dude, we got one choosing to live. Good.
Oh my god, dude. We're talking about Digital Foundry being a niche audience, buddy. You are talking to an even more niche audience, buddy. You know,
I knew a couple of my friends did do this. I remember some of my friends had Project M on hacked Wiis, and they like modding characters and music and all that kind of stuff. I personally never did any of that shit. Because I was like, this looks like a hassle. I don't want anything to fucking do with this. And I don't want to blow up my Wii or anything like that. But I do know there was a big scene about that, for especially like Smash Bros. Brawl. They were saying Project M. But yeah, man, if you are doing this kind of stuff, if you are taking code from Nintendo and stuff like that, if you're technically stealing from them, they're going to come after you. Nintendo's going to come after you more than like anybody. So it's a risk. And it's not surprising me when these kind of things get shut down. But it is a very interesting scene that I'm not super deep into it. But none of us really are here on this channel. So I don't know. It is. I know it's a thing in the community and I don't know a whole lot about it. But I thought it'd be kind of interesting to bring it up. Because I know there is a certain audience out there for it. But I'm honestly surprised the homebrew channel is still going on Wii.
Yeah, like I had access to a hacked Wii. I didn't do that myself, all right? Like you said, that sounds like a hassle. But I did have access to a hacked Wii and a hard drive full of games. And it was quite nice. Mm-hmm. But, I wouldn't do that now because I have disposable income. But at the time, when your friend shows up at a party and they're like, I got a Wii with all these games in it, and you don't ask questions, all right? You click on the weird thing that says homebrew and you just play the games. You don't ask where they come from. You don't care.
Right. I mean, I have hacked stuff. Like, I mean, my 3DS is hacked and all that kind of stuff. And I play emulated, like Dolphin stuff. But I buy a lot of the games I do play, like, unless I can't find them. Like, I've been playing Prime 2 a little bit, but I can't find it in a store yet. But I will buy it when I find it for not $100. Reasonable price. I'll definitely pay for it. Like, I just bought Prime 3 on Wii, so I'll definitely get to that. But yeah, weird scene. There's always a risk if you're involved in that kind of stuff. So just be aware of that. Any day can end like that. Nintendo can just come in and smack you upside the head. You owe them a lot of money.
Worse than that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So much worse. They're shoving that Wii right up your ass.
Oh, geez. Yeah. They're going to sexually assault you with the Wii mode. Good Lord.
The Wii mode. Yeah. They won't even put the grip on it.
Yeah. The Wii condom thing. Yeah. They won't even bother. All right, guys. I think that's it for us today. Very strange episode, an angry episode, but a fun one nonetheless. The Dragon Ball part was my favorite. That was fun. Talking about Dragon Ball. Gene got bummed out because we were talking about a lot of depressing shit that he loves. The physical scene, man. The game key cards.
Sonic
bummer.
Adventure or Sonic Shadow Generations,
yep.
Dude. Yeah. What a bummer of an episode, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't even get a Switch 2,
But you know what that means, Gene? We're using up our bad luck right now. So we're going to have good luck coming soon.
Hopefully.
We're running out of bad luck, so now it's time for us to hit the tables. The luck is coming back. All right, let's get out of here. Micah, Gene, anything you guys want to say before we get out of here?
No, this was good. This was a fun episode, a little therapeutic, even. So this was, Brad, I think you curated all these things to make us angry on purpose.
I do.
And it was very well done.
Yeah, I do that, actually. I see shit, I'm like, oh, this is going to piss them off. Good. It's good content.
A little bit of payback.
Yeah. Bitches. Yeah. All right. Gene, anything or you want to get out of here?
Nope, I'm good.
Let's get out of here. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening and watching. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys next episode. Take care. Goodbye. Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is a product of Last Stand Media and Collins Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Bradley Ellis. My co-hosts are Gene Park and Micah Moriarty. The show is edited and produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Punching Up, along with the rest of Last Stand Media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we're grateful for your kind contributions and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.